welcome to Spurs Version TV. Right. Good morning, to all you guys in Asia. Right. Good evening to all you guys in Europe, and of course, I think it's also good morning to all you guys. Is it morning here? And I think it should be something like still morning in the Americas, right? For both in the South and North America, and especially Canada, right? Welcome. Today I'm just doing the show alone. Hopefully there are people joining me later. Right, haven't done any weekend shows in a long time. Technically, this is still the Sunday show for me in Asia. All right, guys, there are lots of things to talk about. For all you know, right, we're playing Everton again. Right, I might be riding solo today. Right, and let's see who else is going to hop on and join me. And what can we say? To lost the Borough, right? There wasn't any fight or any heart in it, and we could see our legs were tiring. So maybe our squad depth, right? Coming back to that, what else can I say? All Spurs fans can see what's happening, and of course, there's a big debate going on out there now, right? About who's to blame, right? Everybody says Conte has to take responsibility. Of course, he does. He's the manager, but of course, we know the problem goes deeper than that. So I guess whatever happens, right? At the moment now, at least we're out of the FA Cup, so now we can more or less concentrate on the league, right? And no matter how we do, whether we do good, right, it all depends. It all depend on what Conte can turn our squad into, right? Whether we'll actually have a go at top 6 at the moment, as I see it, right? Not even talk about top 4, the way that the other teams are going now, but the results are are the results, right? Other teams are maybe not faring too well too, right? Manchester United not beating Watford, giving us a slight window opportunity, right? But Arsenal looks strong at the moment, right? So we'll see, right? So as like I said, what's going to happen on Monday, right? What kind of team will turn up? Will we show the passion? Will we show the fight? Don't forget, we're at home. We're at home. We're playing against Everton at home on Monday. Most probably that will be about 4 a.m. my time. The last time I woke up at 4 a.m. to watch the FA Cup. Oh dear. Should have slept. Should have slept on. But being a Spurs fans in Asia, that's what we sacrifice our time, right, to watch the game. And in the end of the day, what do we get? That's what we got, right? Being kicked out of the FA Cup by Middlesbrough, right? A team in the Championship that showed more passion, that showed more hunger, and they showed more desire than us. So that's where we are now. At the moment, the rest of the results around the league looks quite interesting, right? Let me just go through it. What's happening in the rest of the league at the moment? Hold on a minute. Let's see what we can get. Let's go to BBC Sports and see what we have on live. All right. It's good to know that Ericsson is back playing. Right. All right. Burnley is being beaten by Chelsea 4-0. Right. Newcastle is beating Brighton. Brentford is beating Norwich. Right. And of course, Aston Villa is beating Southampton 4-0. Surprise result is Wolves losing at home to Crystal Palace. And of course, the Leicester full-time result was Leicester beating Leeds. But of course, there was a lot of debate on that, right? So Leeds looked like the better team, but they still couldn't score. Leicester got a goal, and I guess it is what it is. At the moment, the tables, we are still at 7, right? Wolves are being packed back. But looking like Southampton is like trying to chase us, but they're losing to Aston Villa. I guess there are a lot of teams that what we can do is that if we do win on Monday, right, most probably we'll leapfrog West Ham, right, and get closer to Manchester United. So Manchester United will be playing M City at home. Away, playing M City away, which they have a very funny result there where Manchester United has been beating M City away for the past few seasons. So if that keeps up, So then Manchester United will get points on the board again. So they'll pull away from us somehow. But hard to say. Maybe M City will turn around and show up this time and do something, right? Well, maybe a draw result would be good, right? So at the moment, let's see what's happening, what's going to happen. And for all we know is that, big up to Bobby, big up, right? Hey, Bobby, thanks for your support, right? And hope you are recovering well. Hope your physiotherapy and all that is doing, good for you. And hopefully you'll be back soon joining us on the streams, right? And of course, the few of the lads are out for drinks with Brian Daigle. Yeah, I was hoping maybe we can some of the guys over there will come on and we'll gate crash Brian's party. Let's see what happens. See any of the guys who turn up, right? And we'll gate crash them there. So at the moment, as I say, what can I say about Spurs? Being a 40 years of supporting this team, this club, right? I've been very, very zen about what's been happening. Never try to lose my temper about whatever happens. So it happens. And if we win, I'm happy. If we lose, I'll just be like, okay, it's Spurs again, right? So, but of course, whatever happens down the line, we will see, right, whether we will be able to catch up, right, to at least reach the top 6 and hopefully not be caught up in the Conference League again and maybe be in the Europa Cup. So it brings a bit more prestige this time, right, being in the Europa Cup, right? So let's see what we can say, what we can do, right? And at the moment now, there's a big debate out there, right, about the protests and all that. And people are calling out people and people are being not too friendly to each other, as I see it, right? Maybe we'll get some of the people on to talk about it. But at the moment, now I'm still alone. Let's see what we can say. What else we can talk about, right? As I see at the moment now, in the league, there are rumors that, Poch wants to come back. So I don't know. Poch wants to come back. So, let's see what we can say. All right. And let's see, our first guest hopping on will be Mr. Brian. There you
One
go.
second, I'm just coming outside because I can't hear. Just coming outside.
Hi, Brian.
How are we doing? You good?
Yeah, I'm good. Doing a solo show today, impromptu show, right? I haven't done any weekend shows for so long. So I just did something like, I guess I'll just do something like this. And how's the party going?
Yeah, it's good. There's a few people here. We're still waiting on a few more. But then all of a sudden I got a link from Superman saying, use this link. Eugene would appreciate it. So when Superman asked me to do something, Superman gets something happening. So here I am.
We got it, Bobby. Yeah.
I'm standing outside because it's too noisy in the pub. We're just about to watch Liverpool West Ham. Everything good?
Oh, everything's good. Yep, just after work. Right, just came back, had my dinner, and just thought I'll just do the show. Right, just I'll do an impromptu show. And I said, just great crash your party.
Okay, so you can gate crash as much as you like. I mean, still waiting for Ben Simeon and Danny Kiriakou. But Danny Kiriakou, who I always say to him, he's always on Greek time. I have a private joke with him because literally this dude is never on time. When I last spoke to him, he was going to meet me before 2:30 when we were getting together, and we'll go to the pub together. And then an hour and a half ago, he told me he's just getting changed. So he must be getting changed into his summer dress or something because he's still not here, but he will be here. But most importantly, like I said, obviously this is goodbye because in London it's been a good 2.5 months, but time to go across the pond to the right side of the pond.
You have to go back. Right? Don't forget that part.
No, do I have to? I want to.
I know.
And the most important thing is I get to go back knowing that the reason that I'm here, Superman, is on the road to recovery.
Mm-hmm. That's good. Yeah, that's good.
It's very good because if he hadn't been, I'd still be here, and my wife might not be so happy. But thankfully, Superman did what Superman does, and I can go home.
Yeah, how was the visit?
How's the visit?
Yeah.
What, with Bobby on Thursday?
Yeah.
I think it was Thursday. Was it Thursday or whatever day it was? Unbelievable. Seeing him in good spirits, being able to talk to him. I mean, I spoke to him on the phone yesterday for a good little while. That's the best thing. Now that I can at least speak to him every single day as well, makes it a whole lot easier, because we used to speak every single day, whether it be a voice note or whether it be a voice call or video call for an hour, 2 hours, whatever. So knowing that I can reach out and talk to him and vice versa is a huge weight off my mind as well.
That's good. Yeah. So I'm missing him too, right? Yeah, we're all missing him. So let's, Bobby, recover faster. We are missing you. We need you, right? We do need you back. Yeah. And thoughts on what's happening on the Everton game, and of course, there's rumors going around that Poch is coming back. So I guess this is another one of those.
Poch ain't coming back. Poch isn't coming back. Listen.
Yeah, smoke and mirrors.
I'm very lucky. I'm very lucky I'm not going to the Everton game, because if we'd lost, I was saying I was actually toying with the idea of running onto the pitch with a Levy out flag. And people know that I would have done it if I said I was going to do it.
I know. But you will do it.
I'm happy to be back in. I'm going to be happy to be back in the Scotland Yard, watching it with Brian Ireland, freezing my ass off in Canada. And yeah.
And it's still cold in Canada now.
So yeah, it's still cold in Canada. Wow. Although apparently I'm meant to be arriving in 14 degrees, which will be like feeling like summer for me.
Yeah. 14 degrees is. I know the weather gets really, really cold there. Yeah, 14 degrees is like very mild for you there nowadays.
Oh,
right,
mate. Whilst I've been over here, it's been like minus 27s, minus 30s. So yeah, going back to a positive 14 is going to be outstanding.
Yep. It'll be a bit warmer, but I guess springtime is on its way, so summer will be coming on soon. So
we've had snow in April.
Seriously, snow in April too. Yeah,
we have had it, so it just depends if it. 1 second, listen. Let me just go. I'm going to have to go because loads more people turned up. But I will speak to you soon.
All right. I'll catch up with you later.
All right. See you soon, guys.
Enjoy yourself. Bye.
Bye.
Bye. All right. That's nice of Brian to hop on. All right, and thank you, Bobby. All right, thank you, Bobby, for getting Brian to join me for a while. All right, Scott M, if you're around, let me. If you want to hop on, right, we can talk about Lucas Moura. Oh, Scotty. All right. The link is, if you guys, maybe I'll just put the link in the chats and maybe easier for you guys to hop on. Let me do this, copy and paste. All right. Okay, let's get back to the Everton game, right? We have a weird record of win-loss for the past few games, right? Apart from the 2 losses that we had against Southampton and Wolves. And maybe by us going out of the FA Cup, that will give more training time to Conte with the squad, right? And maybe he will be able to do something, right? And let me bring on another guest, right? We have Dermot. Hi, Dermot.
How are you doing, Eugene?
I'm doing okay. Just had an impromptu show, and don't worry, I've got Hi, Stel.
How you doing, man? I'm coughing my lungs out, so sorry.
I know. What happened, Stel?
Spurs lost.
Oh dear, Spurs lost. Yeah.
Sorry.
So I guess you won't be able to join Brian today.
No, I spoke to Brian. I said to him, if I come out, I'm going to get worse, and you lot are probably going to catch whatever I've got. So.
Yeah. And Dermot, how was your your few days after the Middlesbrough game?
Yeah, I was a bit peed off Wednesday night. Thursday, it's all right, but it is what it is, isn't it? It's Tottenham this year. We win one, we lose one. We win one, we lose one. It hurts more because it's the FA Cup and it's the only trophy that I want us to win apart from the Premier League. Because we haven't won it for over 30 years. So bitterly disappointed. Again, the players don't give a crap. And hearing some of the fans after the game, you get some of them that say, "Look, I just give up," because you feel so disillusioned. But it is Tottenham at the end of the day. I mean, been a Spurs fan for over 40 years, seen the good days, seen the bad days. I'm Tottenham till I die. I can't get to many of the games because I live in Ireland, and I can't get to the protests either, as much as I would love to. But I will always support them. And come Monday, 8:00, saying I'll never watch Tottenham again this season, I'll be watching them, and then I'll do a post-match show afterwards. So it's the life of being a Spurs fan. If you can't laugh, you bloody cry. So you might as well laugh.
I've been doing that for a long time, Dermot, to tell the truth.
Yeah.
I had to wake up at 4 a.m. in the morning, right, to watch that bloody FA Cup game. Oh dear. And what did I get in the end? Yeah, not enough sleep. Then I had to sleep for another, let's say, couple of hours. Then had a few more appointments to go to. Then try to catch up in the sleep, right? So let me just go through the chat. Of course, Bobby is here. Bobby, big support. Aaron, big up to Aaron. Of course, Dermot is here too. All right. And Scott M. How are you doing, Scott M? You haven't been on the show for a long time. I'd love to have you on again, right? Potter Mac, big up Potter Mac, right? Bobby K, if you're free, hop on, right? Let's see. Wayne Bonner. Hi, Wayne. How you doing? I haven't seen you in some time. I haven't been doing much of the weekend shows. So technically today is for me is still the Sunday show because I'm on Sunday time now, right? Right. And of course, Potomac says hi to Arenda, right? Right. Yep. 4 a.m. Yep. 4 a.m. I had to wake up at 4 a.m. just to watch that game, right? And I've got to wake up at 4 a.m. again to watch the Everton game on Monday. So let's see how that goes. Yep. Let's see how that goes. And Stel, how have you been doing, Stel?
Yeah. Just ill, unwell, getting better. Nothing serious. Spurs being Spurs. We win one, we lose one, we draw one. We win one, we lose one, we draw one. Now we
haven't drawn. This is the point. You know what I'm saying? Apart from the game with Everton, right? I think we have not drawn any games.
You're right. You're right. Yeah. No, you're right. We've lost or won, Yeah, you're right. You're right. I'll take it back.
We're not drawn. This is the sad
part. I think what I'm trying to say is we're just inconsistent, and but you see, this is why we were protesting in January. And some fan channels, in fact, most fan channels took the piss out of us. And a lot of fans said, no, look, we bought 2 players. Well, we said after the January transfer window, what did we say? Top 4 will come down to which team doesn't have injury problems. And within 1 week of the window shutting, Skip's out, Bentancur's out. And now we've only got 11, 12 players we can pick from, and they've got to start every single game, and they're not good enough. So we can't rotate. We can't really make too many changes because the people that come off the bench are worse than the players on the pitch. And we're paying the price. And once Bentancur and Skip comes back, Harry Kane will get an injury for 3 weeks. Lloris will probably fracture his toe. And this is what's going to happen, man. This is Arsenal getting lucky because they've got no injuries. They're riding the luck, but they've also got a more balanced team than us, Eugene. Man United, they're falling apart. They're shit. They're fucking shit. And at the end of the day, rather than let's have an honest chat about what's really happened, Conte was not backed. We haven't got a squad good enough. We don't have a squad big enough. Instead, what's slowly happening now, fans are questioning Conte's tactics. Fans are questioning Conte's substitutions. Fans are questioning Conte's formation. So whenever people question Conte, I just say to them, shall we blame manager number 16? Question mark. Is that where we're going to go with it? So I don't know anymore. Maybe Dermot's got the right idea. Let's just all smile and laugh, Eugene, because he seems happier.
No, I've been doing that for so long. I've been doing it for so long. Yeah. Yeah.
If you don't cry, you laugh. So you might as well just like. I agree what Stale says. To be fair, you cannot blame. I mean, we blame Poch, we blame Mourinho. I mean, Mason was just a yes man. Nuno was just a garden no, and always will be a garden no in my eyes. That man could get a funeral excited if he tried. And then you got Conte. Mourinho and Conte, two world class managers, won at every club they've been to. Well, Mourinho did. He didn't win nothing at Tottenham. The players are not good enough. And that boils down to the recruitment. And then that boils down then to the scouting. It all stops with Levy. The buck starts with him. You've got to blame the players and the management that puts together this structure of looking for players. You can't keep blaming managers because they can only do so much. It's the players at the end of the day and the recruitment and the scouting system that's been put in place that isn't good enough.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. Hi, Colin. How are you doing, Colin?
I'm doing okay. How are you doing, Eugene?
Hey, is it good? Is it morning over your side there now?
No, over here it is noon. It's 12 p.m.
Okay, just exactly
Lunchtime.
12 p.m. Yeah, lunchtime. Right. So, okay, look at what Coover is saying, right? I know.
Yeah,
you know I love the
read
channel.
that when I got in.
But now I can't force myself to go on any channels. Right. I don't see the point. No longer care.
What happened? I wonder, Kuva, if I may ask, what happened in the last week or so to have changed your mind? To change your mind so much? Because you were always, I just hate to see you not here, Kuva, because we love you, man, and you're always good to have around. So.
Yeah. But in the end of the day, I understand what the feeling what Sel is saying, right? We've been through this before. It's not the first time. Like I said, when I started this channel, I didn't want to turn it into a rant channel or any kind of shouting channel. All that. I always had my channel as a Zen channel, right? I will do my rants on other people's channel, right? You guys have seen me do it on Will's, right? Losing every aspect of myself on it. But usually on my own channel, I do the shows. I do it very, very calm, very, very zen, right? But of course, we do have to have certain plans and to take certain actions, right? But what Stella is saying is that most of the fan base, I guess maybe at the moment we are just, it is what it is, right? We just don't want to be so emotionally affected by the results anymore because we don't see the point.
Yeah,
right? But
I get that.
Right. Yeah, you don't see the point anymore, right? Even you can, but like what Dermot says, right? Tottenham till I die. And then it's just Tottenham till I die. We are still sitting down here, right? All four of us in this channel, on my channel now. And of course, all the guys in the chat, all 10 of you guys are watching, especially Guguma, I send you the link. If you're free, hop on Guguma, right? Right, Guguma. Right, and of course, like Wayne Bonner, all of us are long-time supporters of Spurs. And of course, some of you guys are not, right? And of course, we have at least 10 or 20 years support of the team. Some of us are even back all the way to Sugar Times. We knew what happened there, right? And at least during the Sugar Times, right, Stel, you would agree, right? We did come out and protest, and Sugar did give up in the end of the day. But the problem is that they gave up and they sold the ENIC, right? Sugar sold the ENIC and sold it out to Levy. So, but now we're stuck with Levy for 21 years. It's going to be 22 years, right? And out of this 21 to 22 years, we have only won one trophy, and that makes us very sad. And of course, like watching Arsenal beating us to the record that we used to hold, right? We used to hold the record of winning the most FA Cups, and it's not ours now. And we're losing a lot of things. But somehow or another, individually, our players are doing well. So somehow or another, it doesn't add up. And let's get back to the January transfer window. For what I saw is that I keep saying, before the January transfer window, Conte had all this enthusiasm. That he was telling, he spoke the truth, and then he never avoided questions, and he answered them directly. During the January transfer window, he started to change, right? After the January transfer window, he blew his top, right? Now, we are starting to lose games, right? So the fan base is always going to point the finger at the manager. We are somehow, our fan base is programmed to do that because we're so used to it. Every manager that doesn't do well, right? The only manager that we had long-term, if I'm not mistaken, is Poch, more or less 5.5 years, right? Mm-hmm. And I've always been saying this. I didn't understand why Levy had to sack Poch. All he had to do is stick with him and give him what he wants. But of course, Levy has his other plans. He wants to do, right? Maybe it's not football, maybe it's the property, right? Maybe it's the brand, right? And maybe he's got other plans for the Tottenham brand, okay? But at the moment, right, what I can say is that us being fans, right, like some of us will lose heart. A lot of us who do these YouTube channels and all that, we are big supporters because, to tell the truth, why should I wait? You know, today I finished my work. I have just finished a 12-hour shift.
And he hasn't paid the bills.
I was wondering if that was on my end or if that was on his.
So, lads, what should we talk about? Oh, he's back.
Are we back, Eugene?
I'm back. Yeah, my internet. Yeah, my internet is a bit wonky at the moment. You guys go ahead and let's talk whatever you want to talk about.
Well, I just had a question, I guess. And it's mainly it's for you three. What would it take for you guys to reach that point where Kuva is now? Are you far off from there? Are you it's I guess that's my question is what, do you guys foresee yourselves landing in a similar spot to where Kuva finds himself right now, where supporting the club is just hurting him emotionally and things aren't changing, and so he's got to take a step back? Just wondering where you guys are.
Dermot, you want to go first?
Yeah, I am getting to that point, Colin. I mean, I can't wait for the Formula One season to restart again. Give me
2 weeks, 2 weeks, right? Something like that.
Yeah, and just gives me something else to enjoy. I'm just going to concentrate on, especially with my show, doing our history. I get more joy out of that than watching what we're playing this season. I'm so disillusioned for the first time in over 40 years. I'm disillusioned about supporting my team. And for me to go over to Tottenham, it's not just like going down the road. I've got to get the plane or the boat, got to get over, got to get a ticket. So it's a lot of money for me to come over for the day on top of the first thing. So I can't be bothered even to pay for the amount of money it's going to cost me. No, I'm just so disillusioned at the moment. We won't win another season with no trophies. We're not going to get top 4. That's a pipe dream. Lucky if we get top 6.
I'm still holding on to hope. I'm one of those crazy ones that still think that top 4 is possible, but I know
mathematically it's possible.
If we get top 4, I would get a tattoo of my logo on my arm. I mean, that's how confident.
Right. Clip it. Somebody clip it.
Oh dear. Oh,
that's how confident I am.
Here we go again, the tattoo thing.
Yeah, I swear I will, because I'm so confident we're not going to get top 4. If we do, I would get on my arm, Tottenham Tantrum Go tattooed on my arm.
All right,
and you can clip that if you want, Eugene. You really can, because I'm that confident we're not going to get top 4.
Okay. All right. Aaron says the same thing too. Can't wait for F1. Paris, nice cycling. Oh yeah, Paris. Tour de France is going to start soon too, right? Yeah. Right. I'm a F1 fan too, Dermot. So, but the F1 channel I hop on, I'm not sure whether you want to join because he's from the other side of the fence. So, but he's a nice guy. I think you've met him before. He's been on my channel on the Miri show. Yeah. He's a nice boy, right? And Stel, when are you going to turn into some kind, into what Kuva, gone to the stage where Kuva is now?
No, I'm not going anywhere. I'm just going to turn on the fans, which I've started already. I'm going to turn against certain channels. I'm going to turn against the fan base, and I'll keep turning against all of them until one of them shoots me. But it's
a good thing there's not very many guns over on your side of the pond. So I think you might be good.
Someone's going to come for me at some point.
Good job. I'm safe in Ireland. We've got your back still.
Listen, if they want to do it, they can do it. I know it's going to come. I know it is. So whatever. But at the end of the day, I'm not going to give up, because the problem is now for me the fan base, and I know so many people are getting upset by this. But I'm going to keep saying it, because I'm going to keep pushing this conversation out there and make it a talking point, so that fans start feel guilty and start feeling embarrassed and start feeling like they've got to respond to what I say, and they start talking about it on their channels. And if it becomes a big conversation, then fans are going to start questioning each other at some point. And this is the only way now. Like, what's the point? ENIC out, Levy out, players this, Conte that. And I'm not looking forward to next season because I know we're not going to get top four. Colin can believe he's allowed. There's other fans that think it too. Listen, Colin might end up being right. We'll see. But I know we're not going to get top four. And then when we don't get top four, Conte won't be back the way he needs to be backed because we won't be able to attract the players that he wants because we haven't got top four. So how do you back Conte if you can't get the players he wants? And that's what's going to happen. And then next season is going to be a shit show. And maybe he stays, maybe he goes. And what are we going to fight for? To get into top four? Is that what we're about? No, man. Like I've accepted. Until ENIC and Levy piss off, we're screwed.
So, and I know what you're saying about
we're absolutely screwed.
Top four is not a trophy, and I understand that. But can we agree that like Arsenal are roughly the same size club as us?
But Arsenal much bigger. Arsenal.
Remember how long top four was their aim and was their goal? And I feel like
the problem is, Colin. The problem is next season. Okay, we're going to go into this summer, and this is exactly what's going to happen. Man City are going to spend. They're going to invest
by Kane.
They're going to invest in 2 or 3 players and go that one step again because they do that every year. Liverpool,
right. They're
going to invest, right? But they're so far ahead of us. Let's not even compare. Look at Arsenal. They're 2-3 years further down the line with their rebuild, development. If they get top 4, which I'm scared they will, they're going to invest and they're going to get themselves a couple of strikers. They're going to get themselves another attacking mid. They're going to get themselves all the positions they need, and then they're going to be way ahead of us. Newcastle, they're going to stay up. You wait and see what Newcastle do this summer. They're going to throw everything at it. So that's 4 teams. You think Man United are going to have another shit season? They're going to bring in a top manager, whether it's Poch, whether Conte goes there, whatever. They'll back him. They'll do their best to fix up. So there's 5 teams there. In fact, Chelsea. Let's see what new owners they get. They're talking about it's going to be that Turkish guy who's another Roman Abramovich. Then we're double fucked. So tell me how we're going to compete with Levy. Where's it going to come from with this guy?
I agree. One thing you have to remember about Arsenal, and I know that you remember this, and I know I'm not telling you anything you don't know. So sorry, I'm not trying to make
No. Say it, dude. Say it. Just say it.
But Arsenal built their stadium comparatively to us, they built their stadium a long time ago. So you talk about them being a year or 2 further ahead on the rebuild, but in reality, they're like way further ahead because they're still not. You know what I mean? I think their stadium's paid off. I don't think they're paying on it anymore. So yeah, you have to even take that into consideration too. That like,
but Colin, when they built their stadium, there was only one major competitor for them, and it was Man United. Then Chelsea came along. Now we've got 5 or 6 competitors, and our stadium is £300 million over budget. So
no, I just feel like
we can't compare ourselves to Arsenal. Their stadium was a completely different operation. Ours is, our stadium's built for an NFL franchise in the future, right?
Yeah, and is it sad? Is it sad that I hope that comes to fruition just so that we maybe see some money from it?
Yeah.
Well, if the NFL team wins something, we can support them, I guess. The London Hotspur.
The whole situation is just a bummer all the way around. But
yeah, it's a bummer. But before we go on, let's say hi to Guguma.
Hey, how are you doing?
Hi, Guguma.
Hello,
good morning.
Guguma. Hello.
Good morning, Guguma. That means you sleep in the evenings, then you wake up at 1-2 a.m. in the morning, and that's when you go on your support of all the Spurs channels until the next day. Okay, now I've got your timing.
I'm getting ready for the game.
Yeah. Okay. Oh dear. But Colin, to answer your question earlier, the first question that you were saying, right? For me is that I've been zen about the Levy situation and how Tottenham Hotspur perform for a very long time now, right? I've seen through it a long time ago. I've seen what they've been trying to do, right? But the thing is that when I was alone at that time, not knowing that we had such a strong community, that we had such a strong Spurs family, I was alone. And don't forget, I'm in Malaysia, and imagine how many Spurs fans do I have? I just can count them that I actually know. I just can count them not even in all my fingers, it doesn't feel up, right? But whatever has been happening, I've been saying we can rant, we can shout, we can scream, we can do whatever we want, but I've reached a stage that, you know, if we really want change, right, we have to actually, like what Stel says, right, do something about it, not just moan about it all the time. And to tell the truth, this transfer window that just passed, right, shows every aspect of what was happening again. Don't forget last season during the January transfer window, Mourinho was saying we're not buying players outright. This transfer window, because Conte was around, the fans expected players to be bought, right? To at least support Conte. But in the end of the day, what players we got were not the players that Conte wanted. That's why Conte has been acting so weird nowadays, right? His outbursts after the Burnley game. And then they were saying, a lot of people have been watching his body language and his facial expressions and all that. During the Middlesbrough loss, he has become numb. Like he cares anymore. You get what I'm saying? If we win, we win. If we lose, we lose. Right? So, and that is the scary point, because when a person like Conte that has so much passion for the game and he isn't allowed to show that passion, that passionate side of him, right? And I got a funny feeling that the club has gagged him. You know, they've already told him that, you know, every manager, when they sign a contract, there will always be a non-disclosure clause inside. So I think that clause has come into effect. So that's why Conte now is playing like, okay, it is what it is. We lost, right? The other team was better. They desired it more, so they deserved it, right? Hi, Scott. Haven't seen you in a long time, Scott.
What's up,
how's it going?
Yep. It's all right. Yeah.
Other than Spurs, I guess. And your cars. Your cars are working now, Eugene? You're good, or?
My car is still in the workshop, right? I don't know, workshop people, right? They
take their sweet time.
They take their sweet time, never mind, but they're, you know, going back and forth with the insurance and all that. And to tell the truth, I'm not claiming the claim, so let them do what they have to do. But at least they've given me a loaner, so at least I don't have to
cool.
use
so public transportation or something.
Oh no, expensive public transportation. What you guys call Uber, we call Grab over this side. So yeah. So, but at least I have a vehicle to move around in to go to work, right? And Scott, how you been doing? Haven't seen you a long time.
Yeah, I was gonna say you said you haven't seen me, and I think it kind of goes to what Colin was asking about earlier. And it's just, I don't know, I kind of taken a bit of a step back for a while there, just because I was getting so frustrated and tired of Spurs and everything going on. Part of it, the team, part of it, the team on the field, part of it, the club and Levy, and part of it just some of the fans stuff that I heard, and I just don't want to deal with it. But actually got back on Colin's show yesterday. Sorry after you left, Colin, but
sorry about that. I should not have come on. I was not feeling good, but
that's good.
How are you feeling now, Colin? Your shoulder is better?
I'm feeling good as long as I keep I have a brace thing on, and as long as I keep it super tight and not let anything move around at all, I'm good. But surgery on Wednesday, so should be all fixed.
Best of luck.
Thank you very much. I appreciate it. I'm not too worried. I'm just ready for this all to be over with.
But like Scott, you know, are you still trolling channels in the chats nowadays?
No, never trolling. Just giving real opinions. No, I don't. I mean, I haven't been on too many. I was funny because I'm like, I'm not going to go on the streams. I'm just going to take a break. But then I would pop on and I'd hear somebody say something, and I'm like, I can't help myself. I gotta send in a comment because I can't deal with it.
You have to react, right?
So I did, yeah. That's like one night. I think it was on Will's show. I was just gonna watch and listen, and no, I couldn't stay out of the comments. So still going in the comments, and now. Like I said, I was on Colin's show and talking to Thiago and talking to Stel, and it was great. And it kind of reminds you that, Colin's like, how long until you're kind of stepping away from the club? And I think because we have these YouTube shows that I won't ever probably step away as much as I would if we didn't have the YouTube. And it's just a reminder that even though everything crap that's going on, these shows are still great to come on, still great to talk to people. And Yeah. So that's about it.
Hi, Ingwa. If you want to hop on, let me know. I'll throw the link back in the chats again, right? Ingwa is a Malaysian in London, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, in London, right? But like what Colin asked earlier, the question is that, at what stage you would just like drop everything and not care anymore, not even want to come on the channels. But I've been telling Colin, for me is a weird thing, because I'm like in the reverse cycle of it, because when all this was happening in the earlier stages, right, I saw through it for a long time ago, right, because Spurs did cost me a lot, right? So in a way that I say that, okay, this team you can't depend on anymore. Then after that, I looked deeper into it. Then it was not more or less the team, right? Then it more or less became the owners, right? Because I see the trends of what Spurs do, right? When we are favorite to win, we lose, all right? And when we are favorite to lose, we win. So being an Asian, on a lot of other different levels of thinking, right? I'm thinking, all right, this is not right, So later we might have to have a long discussion about this behind in the back room, but not doing it live. I'll give you my theory of it, what's happening to Spurs, okay? But let's get back to, why don't we talk about the game coming up on Monday, all right?
The return of Dele.
Oh, don't go there, Colin.
You think he'll get any claps, any support from the Spurs fans?
And the return of Hitchen.
Oh. Is Hitchen really there?
Yeah.
He's
their head scout.
All right.
Mm-hmm.
He's the head scout there now, all right? Or head scout or director of football?
I don't know. One of them.
Okay, one of them.
What's the difference? What is the difference? I've never understood that. Like, one of you has to be in charge of getting the player, right? Like finding the player and bringing them in. So it's the head scout, right?
Maybe the difference is the salary. Director of football, you get higher pay. Head scout maybe a bit lower.
That's what it sounds like to me. One sounds more important than the other, even if they are basically the same thing.
You get a bigger desk.
Yes, and your own office with a view.
I want Jose Mourinho's old desk. That dude had a sweet desk.
Yeah. Big up Scott M, by the way. Hello, buddy.
How's it going, Still? You're feeling any better? Doesn't sound like it, but
no.
Well, big up to Stel too, right? Sick also, he's on the shows, right? Sick also, he's on the shows, right? But
you just can't keep us away from Spurs. We're always here.
Right. And Dermot, any thoughts on Monday's game?
I'll have to think on that one. You can go to Stel and you come back to me, because I've got to think on that one.
Stel.
Yeah, I think we'll beat them. I think we'll beat Everton, because they're in a relegation fight. They have to come and get the points. They can't just take 1 point and depend on trying to find points in other games. Everton and Lampard knows that, so the game will open up, and they're the kind of games that suit Tottenham. If Everton come and park the bus, it could be tricky, but they're not going to do that. They have to get the points. If they take an early lead, then maybe they might sit back, but they're going to have to get the lead first, which means they have to come for us. So I think
there's any chance that he'll instruct them to sit back and then counter to try to get us that way, since it's pretty much common knowledge that we can't break down a compact defense?
Yeah, maybe the new strategy to play against Spurs is to low block them.
Low block and counter.
But teams that do that, the two recent teams that did that were Burnley, and they beat us 1-0. Middlesbrough didn't low block us. They came at us. Middlesbrough gave it a go, man. Lampard isn't that kind of a manager. He's never been that kind of a manager. Lampard wants to play football the right way. Lampard wants to be a bit more attacking. I think Everton will come to try and get the points, and they have to. They can't imagine Everton go down. That is unbelievable. So it will open up them. I don't think Spurs will play great, but I think we'll win. If Benter calls back, that means Winks can be dropped, and that makes that midfield area a bit better. So I think we'll beat them, and then we'll go to Manchester, and God help us, that's going to be fireworks up there. That is going to be absolute fireworks. But
just one of the few 6-pointers we've got coming up too. I mean,
that's going to be a wild game. But I think we will beat Everton, guys. I do. Listen, if we don't beat Everton, everyone can fuck off. I mean, come on. They're like 17th in the league. Come on, 18th. Where are they? I don't even know where they are. Let me check.
The should happen to Burnley.
Yeah, Middlesbrough in the fucking
17th. They're 17th because Burnley lost.
Right, but we're at home. We're at home. We're at home. I know we lost to Southampton at home, but come on, Southampton played really good football. Wolves, they were on a good run.
I don't think Everton can press the way Southampton did, and that was what was our undoing, I feel like, in that match. So
yeah, true.
Yeah, I'm not. You know me, Eugene, I'm not usually overly positive with my predictions, but I think I'm actually, I don't want to say confident because you can never be confident with this team, but I feel like we will beat Everton. I feel better about playing Everton than the Burnley game or even the Middlesbrough game. I think we'll beat Everton. I don't think their team is such a talk about a bad squad. You know, like we talk about how poorly we've done at building our squad. That Everton squad has been built terribly. And
it's really, really unbalanced.
I don't think they have the players in, like you said, to do a low block, or I'm not even sure, like to press us, like you said, Colin. They're going to have problems possessing the ball in midfield, like we do, right? They don't have the great players to hold the ball up in midfield too. So,
what's up, Sean?
I don't know. We'll see. And I think Calvert-Lewin is still out, if I'm not mistaken, which will help us.
He's still out. Sean,
nice.
Sean.
I know that's bad for me to be celebrating a player being out, but I'm glad that we don't have the
Hi, Sean.
Hi, Eugene.
We have this going on with Sean.
Scott, is that Grumpy on your mug?
God, I love your cup.
Yeah, Grumpy. We go to Disneyland every once in a while, and my kids always refer to me as Grumpy, so it works well.
That's hilarious. I thought it was.
Good evening, Mr. Butler.
Yeah. Hi, Dermot. How are you? Hi, guys. Hi, Gaguma. Hi, Scott. Hi, Colin. Hi, Stel. And hi, Eugene.
Nice to see you again, sir. It's been a while.
It has.
It
has, bro.
Yeah. I was just going around the panel and asking them their thoughts on the Everton game. So I guess Colin and Scott has already said their had their thoughts in. So let's get to Guguma. Guguma, what do you think about the Everton game?
I think we're going to win them, especially because Bentancur's back, and I think he's really, really good, and I think we've been playing better since he's come into the team.
Agreed.
So, yeah, I think we're going to win them.
You're going to beat them, right? We're going to beat them, right? And of course, Chris Agamba is asking Sean something. I think Sean's show is tomorrow. Yep, he'll answer later, right? Dermot, your thoughts? You haven't come back to that.
I hope we win. I think it'd be a draw.
Seriously.
I just don't think we're good enough.
I don't know where this. We've taken points off of. I mean, we beat Manchester City. We beat.
We beat Man City, Colin. We've beat teams, but when it comes to these teams down the bottom of the league, we struggle. I grant you, Southampton played well.
People are going to think I'm crazy, but and this is just revisionist, and we can't do anything about it now. But these are the games where Bale really helped us get some points last season.
So revisionist,
scoring against the small teams.
I mean, I was at the Wolves game, and we were bad. I mean, defensively, we were on the right side. We were absolutely atrocious. For where I was sitting, I had a good look at our back line. We were atrocious on the right side of the defence, and I'm glad. The Everton striker's he's not fit. That's a bonus. But I just got no confidence in the.
Who's that? Calvert-Lewin.
Yeah, he's not playing apparently.
Yeah, that's good news.
I've just got no confidence in this team at the moment. I really don't. Until they show me passion and a bit of togetherness and willingness to fight for the badge, to show pride that they're playing for Tottenham Hotspur, then grand. That's great. But at the moment, I am so disillusioned with the whole damn thing at the moment. It's just there's more important things that's happening in the world and life at the moment.
Hell yes, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, I agree with
Tottenham you there. Tottenham at the moment, for the way they're playing and for all with everything that's going on, it's just, It's just, I've just had enough of it.
So
you just need the break. You need the circuit break, I think, from Spurs now and again.
Every once in a while, for sure. Yeah. Flip the switch, get it, reset, and give yourself some time off. I was just going to ask, was it so? I admittedly, like I said, I have this injury, kind of like medicated for like the pain and stuff. And so whenever I was watching the Middlesbrough game, I was in and out, to be completely honest. And I didn't get to see it in super great detail. But it seems like everybody's moods have gotten so much worse since that match. Was it that bad of a display?
Actually, in the first half, we did a bit better, but somehow after the second half, we like lost energy, and then when we went to extra time, we completely lost everything. Right, we just weren't there to play. Right, and the players were like arguing with each other, pointing fingers at each other, and all that. Right, and Sean, Everton game, your thoughts?
Yeah. First of all, thanks for having me on, Eugene. I appreciate it. I was just finishing a game of poker and saw your text and thought I'd jump in. I think the Everton game. I know why everyone's really scared or concerned about it, and I take Dermot's point. I personally think that there's two reasons why we're going to turn it on Monday. One of them is that Mike? Is that me that's making that noise?
Might be me.
Sorry, my bad. Oh. I'm doing a COVID test. I forgot to do one today. Sorry.
The first reason I think we're going to be better than we were is Benson calls back, and hopefully that means we're going to stick to a 3-4-3 and then get rid of Harry Winks and sit him on the bench and don't let him come on. And I was comfortable in that philosophy anyway, but then when I saw that statistic that people have been sending around the various WhatsApp groups that shows the form that Tottenham have had since I think it's December or late maybe early January with Winks in the team versus without, and then there's the asterisks of like when he started but came off and when he was a sub and came on, and like that stat. Obviously, there's more variable stats you can take, and everyone can find a stat for something. So I take with a pinch of salt, but it supports the view that don't go 3-5-2 and put Winks in or leave Winks in. Go 3-4-3. Even if Benson calls like 98% ready, get him in, get Winksy out, and that's one of the reasons why I think we'll be a better outfit. And the other is I think Tottenham. It sounds so stupid, but when we play two games in a week or 3 games in a week, however you want to think of it, like when you play during the midweek game, I think that this is such a ludicrous suggestion, but I genuinely think that Conte sits there and works on the hardest game. He gives a lot of his attention in the pre-match tactics or whatever during the week and go, this is how we're going to set up against Man City, and then doesn't have enough space in his diary to figure out who we're doing in 2 days later. So then we go and let ourselves down against Burnley, or then we go and do it against Leeds, but let ourselves down against Middlesbrough. And I think that now we're going to have, essentially 1 game a week for the rest of the season. And if we can get Benson called back and he can participate, and if we get Skippy back, then not only do I think we're going to smash Everton, I also think we can go on and get a good result against Manchester United as well the following week. So Colin's saying everyone's negative. I was, like everybody else, super negative after the Middlesbrough game. I actually stepped away from all of the channels for a few days. I haven't done anything on my own channel for a while. But now I've got that out of my system. I'm trying to find the reason to be positive again, Eugene. And I think there's a couple of things we can be positive about.
Yeah, and Sean, you did a show today. You were walking a dog.
Oh, that wasn't a show. That was just. I've just got a new. I've got like a new. I've got a new like a camcorder, like a gimbal thing that stays stable whilst you walk. And because I'm trying to lose weight because I put on like 5.5 stone since COVID, and it's I'm out of control with my weight gain. So I thought, you know what, I have to take the dog for a walk every day anyway, and so it's nice just to spend the time just so this is
playing with your new gadgets.
Sean, I like to see the scenery while you're talking.
Oh, I appreciate that, Gaguma. Yeah, it's fun as well. Like, it's nice. So Yeah, I'll be doing that once a day. Well, maybe not every day, but just like, getting the things off my chest. But it's not a show so much. It's just a video, Eugen. And then
you should send me a link to the part that you bought or the toy you got, because I'm always interested. Some kind of a stabilizer, it sounds like. But that's awesome.
It's called a gimbal. It's really cool. But I will send it to you. But yeah, I'm doing a show tomorrow night with an Everton fan, a good friend of mine who lives in Italy. This isn't a plug. But I think someone asked in the comments, so I just want to clear up. I was supposed to do it this evening, but I couldn't. So I'm doing it tomorrow afternoon. He's an Everton fan, and he's a massive Juve fan. He knows a lot about Paratici. He speaks Italian fluently. He knows a lot about Conte. He lives in Italy, and he supports Everton. So I thought it'd be really cool to get some insights on Everton. And
that's awesome. How often do you get somebody who knows so much about so many of the things that we want to know about? That's a cool one, man.
Yeah, I'm looking forward to it. Yeah, sorry guys, didn't mean to come on and just.
Oh no, go ahead. Sooner or later I'll ask you that too, right? Yeah, but to come back to it, right? All of us have got our different opinions on what's going to happen, right? A lot of us are like giving up hope and all that, but being a Spurs fan, or more or less being a deluded Spurs fan, whenever Spurs play, I want them to win, right? We have the expectation that they're going to win, right? But following the trend of the win-loss, right? So tomorrow, no matter what happens, right, we will win. I mean, sorry, on Monday. Actually, tomorrow for me, yeah. It's Sunday here. On Monday, yeah, we will win. And I guess when we win, right, I guess our hopes will go up again, right? That's the problem of being a Spurs fan. We somehow or another, our hopes will go up. Like the other thing is that our expectations, right? Our expectations has always been tempered for the past, I'm not sure how many years that we've been going through this up and down thing, right? All the time we've always been tempered, right? At this moment now, a lot of us fans who have been doing the channels and all that, like what you said after the Middlesbrough games, Sean, you just had to step away for a while. Not listen to all the things that's been going on. But of course, after the Middlesbrough game, Stell went up another gear.
He did go up another gear, yeah.
Yeah.
And that's okay too.
Yippee-ki-yay, motherfucker.
Yeah, but Stell, I heard. I think I was watching Colin's show and all that. No, was it? That was one of the shows that was going on. You have been receiving some threats and all that.
That's okay. That's not quite what happened.
Okay.
First of all, the reason. Actually, let me answer what you said first. So, people got angry with some of the people I listed, and I explained why certain people I listed. And one of the channels, they didn't threaten me personally, like we're going to come and do this or that to you. They threatened to take action against me.
Like legal action?
Social action.
Kind of. Yeah, sexual action.
What?
I said, come on, yeah. And because essentially they decided to discuss me and my opinions on their show, but without having me on the show to counter what they were saying. And what they were saying wasn't true. And then certain people watching that show, this is a big channel, certain people watching that show,
Still, what was it that the fire thing on one of the shows? Most probably. Yeah. Oh, that one I saw. I watched that one. But before we go on, Dermot, I think you need to hop off, right? Would you like to plug your channel or let us know what's happening?
I've got to hop off. I've got to start cooking dinner for the other half, so I'm going to start doing that now. You can find me and Ben and Kuva on Top Tantra Gold. Where me and Ben are back on Monday. Ben's back from his holidays skiing somewhere in France somewhere. Lucky bugger.
Helps.
Yeah. Unbelievable.
He came on Friday, Sean, and he actually where he was skiing, and all I kept thinking, lucky beep.
Oh, he had a video with him streaming from wherever he was in.
Yeah, it was. Yeah, he came on for about 10 minutes. It was lovely where he was, wherever he was. It was lovely. We have we're trying to sort out, but we got Mickey Hazard coming on in a few weeks' time on our channel, and I'm in the middle of doing the Keith Birkinshaw special. Again, the follow up on the Bill Nicholson special, And we've got a few things in the pipeline. So yeah, so I might be on tomorrow evening. I might do a Premiership roundup tomorrow evening of all the weekend's football and that tomorrow evening. So that's planned to do that. So yeah, so you can find me on Tottenham Tantra Gold. But please like and subscribe to Eugene's channel. The same with Sean's channel. The same with Talk and Ball. The same with Stell's channel. Please, everyone, please support all the Spurs YouTube channels. Because we all deserve support. Every one of these guys put in a lot of hard work on their own channels, and they're all brilliant channels, every one of them. So please support everyone else's channel, and yeah, if you got time, give us a bit of subscription as well. So thanks very much, Eugene. It's been an honor as well to come on.
Yeah, thanks, Dermot. Thanks for the support.
Thank you very much.
Take care.
Have a good one, buddy.
God bless everyone.
Have a good day.
Cheers, Dermo. Take care.
You too. See you later. Bye.
Yeah. And just to let you guys know, I don't put much time to my channel. I don't care. I just come on and do it live.
Same.
Channel.
But sorry, Stel, to cut your train of thought just now because Dermot had to leave. So where were we just now, Stel?
No, I was just saying I wasn't personally threatened. I was just threatened with action unless I did what someone else said, and I said no.
And I think
they didn't like it. And at the end of the day, Eugene, I have no filter. I say what I think.
I know.
I will back it up. And if someone can genuinely prove me wrong, I will stand. But my current stance is very simple. I'm sick of every single channel talking about the same problem, debate, discussion. Stop moaning and do something about it. And I'm only talking to people that are Levy out, that are Enoch out, that are fed up of it. The ones that say that no, like the cheese room, no. But we're not. We do have a problem with Levy and Enoch, and we have a debate about it. What's an online chat with your buddies going to do, man? What do you mean we have a debate about it? And it's just excuses. And the reason everyone got upset when we lost to Middlesbrough is because, unfortunately, too many fans tricked themselves that we could win the FA Cup. Who told you that? I knew we weren't winning that trophy. That's why, and you can ask Sean, I went crazy in the We Are Tottenham TV WhatsApp group saying, why are fans celebrating that we've been kicked out of the European Conference League? That's our best chance of a trophy, and that's our best chance to get back into the Europa. And they're like, no. Now we can focus on trying to win domestic trophies and top four. I'm like, are you not crazy? I had very little support.
I supported you on the European Super League or the European Conference League. Mate, that was when I first got entered into that WhatsApp group, and I was like, I completely agree with Stel.
You saw how many.
Yeah, I saw. Yeah. The other guys in there.
Hitters. How many big hitters in the YouTube world of Spurs were like happy with that? Well, look where we are now. Humiliated in the Carabao Cup, embarrassed in the FA Cup, praying to God a miracle happens for top four. Everything I said is now panning out. And it's like, then fans get upset. It's like, but you celebrated this. You celebrated this pathway.
I think that the point they're making about the Conference League was too many distractions with a thin squad, right? And so whilst I'm on your side with the whole getting kicked out of the Conference League was a shame. We shouldn't have accepted it. We should have fought. We should have done better, taken it more seriously. Do you think we would? I know that you've lowered your expectations from top four. Maybe you never had those, but now you're saying top six minimum is what we need to have any chance.
Top six,
right? Do you think that being in the Conference League would have
hindered that, made that harder?
Yeah, exactly. Thanks.
I think if we focused wholeheartedly on the Conference League, I think we would have won it, and that guarantees you Europa Cup. That's part of the prize of winning Conference League. That's a good Europa Cup entry. So it's the same as so it's top six plus a trophy. For me, that's the best we could have done this season with this squad. Now we're not winning anything, and if we get top six, we're going to celebrate it like it's an achievement when it's not. Because the whole point of sacking Nuno was for what? To get top six.
Yeah.
Is that why we sacked Poch? So Mourinho can come in and get top six? Is that the expectation of Tottenham now? Is this where we're at?
No, we come still. To tell the truth, right?
I don't know what Tottenham wants, the fans or the owners. I have no idea.
No, the thing is that, to tell the truth, Stel, right? Like you were saying about all the other channels and all that, I stopped watching all the other channels a long time ago, after that one incident that I was involved in. I'm not sure whether you remembered, right? After that, I just didn't want to watch any other people's channels anymore, right? Because apart from the channels that who are more or less in line with my thoughts, right? So, like whatever.
Yeah, it's not all channels. I want to make that clear. It's not all channels.
Not all channels. Not all the channels. There's some of the channels.
Far from it. Far from it.
Yeah, far from it. So that's why I stopped watching all the other channels that who are not more or less in the same line as my thoughts, right? Who are not, what you say, won't like put the other people who have channels who are on the other side of the fence down, right? And who are more neutral. And to be fair, we
don't you watch my channel, Eugene?
I do. I watch your channel, right? But sometimes your channel goes on for 5 hours, Sean.
I have no idea how you do that. 3 hours for me, and I'm just like, oh god, I don't think I could even talk about Spurs for another second.
I used to be the champion of the long shows, right? But apart from Will has done about 8-hour show before during the ESL. I remember that show. I was there like for 4 hours sitting down. And
sometimes when I'm on Will's show, I could just sit there and not even say anything for an hour and still be having fun.
Will's show's pantomime, man. It's fantastic.
It is. He's got a good thing going. He knows what he's doing. He's a smart guy.
But I'm saying, I've just given up watching all the other. I've stopped watching even. I've not watched Cowlin. I've not watched Expressions. I don't watch any of those big boys anymore.
Oh, I never watched Expressions. I only watched Expressions once.
He's an entertainer. It was funny at first, and now it's just the same monotonous. I can't believe it, blood. I can't believe it, fam. We got Ross. Okay, yeah, all right, great.
He sold out. He's moved over to the guy from
Pele,
America, right?
and Don Pele. And
listen,
all the other
if you're young,
good for him. No, good for him. He's done well.
If you're a hipster, he has smashed it in terms of viewing figures, numbers, whatever deals he's got. I'm a capitalist at heart. I love entrepreneurism. I like making money. I like the idea of anyone being able to make money and let them do what they want with it. And I don't like all the rules of capitalism, but I am a capitalist at heart. So in that sense, good luck to Expressions. This is not personal.
And Bitcoin and Ethereum to the moon, right, Stel?
Listen, NFT, metaverse, crypto, the whole shebang. But if you're going to sit there, and say, I want Levy out, I want Enoch out, I want them God, okay, what are you going to do about it? Because when I tweeted you saying, Mr. Expressions, you've got 200,000 subscribers, why don't you protest? I don't do protest. I've never been to protest. Okay, fine. Why don't you let everyone else know about the protest? But if I don't go to them, why should I tell other people? All right, what do you suggest we do then? Blocked. Thank you, mate. Great discussion. Love chatting to you. What the hell?
Yeah, that's weird. And for someone who claims, and we know he cares about the club.
Stel,
that's where their argument goes. They don't want to hear it. They don't want to hear it.
Stel, half of the social media on Spurs have blocked you already. So
because they can't handle.
Right. It's more about money. He doesn't want to piss off his fans that are paying him and then putting money in his pockets. I feel like that's what Expressions' deal is. I think that he's afraid of alienating part of his fan base.
But that's okay too, right, Colin? If that's his entire income, like all of us have got a boss. All of us suck it up sometimes and do things that we might not necessarily agree with because it's part of your pay packet. Like there's not necessarily anything wrong with, having to go where the money is, right?
No, there's like what Catman just says, right? Expressions is for entertainment. That's all.
Yeah.
But that's like, hold on. That's like me saying, I'm a car dealer. I want you to buy this Mercedes. I want you to buy this car off me. Go on, introduce.
Don't talk about car dealers.
Whoa.
Don't talk about car dealers. All right. Hey, Bobby.
Good evening, lads.
Bob, I haven't talked to you.
Oh, lady. Good.
Well, it's really good.
Making my Bob Spur debut. It's nice to say.
Yeah, we've not been on the channel before, have we, Sean?
How you feeling, mate?
Yeah, good, mate. So slowly getting there. Still not able to walk, but
I saw your delicious hospital lunch.
Yeah, that was great, mate. It was great. It's made me sleepy. I've nodded off about 16 times today.
Bob, I guarantee you can walk better than half the Spurs players, mate.
Probably, mate. Yeah. Better job than Winks.
We could have you play right wing back.
Yeah, creative. Although you see that Brandon Williams and Ericsson today. What happened? So Ericsson did a blatant pull down. Foul. Brandon Williams was like running past him, and he pulled him down. Brandon Williams just thought it was a random player, so he turned around and started to go for him. Realised it was Ericsson and gave him a massive hug. Yeah, while he's on the floor. Instead of he goes, "Oh, it's Ericsson," and just gave him a massive hug. Ericsson pissed himself. Nice. But that's brilliant to see. Brilliant to see.
Did Brentford win? I didn't see the final score.
Brentford won.
They whipped him. They killed him.
Good deal.
Brentford. What was the score? The last time I heard it was 3.
They lost.
4-1.
No,
they kept taking goals off from VAR. So
Brentford won 3-0 or 3-1. I'm sure Tony scored a hat trick, right?
Yeah, Tony scored a hat trick.
Yeah.
I still think he's going to be huge.
Ericsson 2 corners. One led to a goal. The second one, third one, led to a foul in the and they won a penalty. So it was 2 penalties and a goal.
Wow. But January's a difficult window, guys. It's a difficult window.
Would you have him back, guys? If he continues his progress over the next 15 games,
100%.
Would you take him on 3?
Definitely, and I think the team.
Some fans won't
was looking at that one, and they were waiting to see how this 6 months panned out because he'll again be a free transfer.
Yeah. So I'd love to know how much Brentford are paying him. They're probably only giving him like 50 grand a week, which
was it paid to play?
Oh, is it a pay to play? Is it, Bob? Yeah,
I think so. I think so, mate. Yeah.
Yeah, it makes sense.
Mm-hmm. It makes sense from a Spurs perspective, I guess, not to give him a contract until we see that he's still got it and still able to.
I honestly think if he carries on playing like that, he'll just sign for Brentford. They're giving him that chance.
Yeah, true.
He's playing brilliant. Some of the balls he's played. I mean,
a lot of his countrymen.
If they don't go down, I wouldn't be surprised if
they won't go down.
They're trying to. Yeah.
One
if they go down, then
obviously, in, I reckon. If anyone, I don't think Brentford gets sucked into it.
Yeah. Good team, man. Play good football.
Yeah. I don't know. Maybe if Brentford goes down, we might get Ericsson and Tony.
God, if Kane had to go, Tony would be pretty sweet.
I'd rather get Dennis from Watford.
I mean, he's a good player also. I just like
pace.
Yeah, true. And we don't have much of that. Kane doesn't have much of that. I just feel like, I guess, if you're going for like a like-for-like type of replacement, and it's still not like-for-like, but I think Tony is closer in player to Kane than Dennis is. But
true. Yeah, very true. Good point.
Do you think if we had a quality striker, Conte would be playing 2 up front?
Yeah, I'm sure. If we had a fit middle 4.
Because Inter Milan he played with 2 up front, didn't he, with Lukaku and Martinez?
Yeah. No, but Conte likes the big and small striker combination.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
You know, one that
we would need somebody. We would need somebody fast.
One that is fast and one is fast and one who can hold the ball.
Then again, he references Bergwijn as a striker as well. At times, he's called Bergwijn a striker. So I suppose he's got the chance there, and you wouldn't move Sonny off the left.
Oh, hard to say, right? But let's see what happens, right? Let's see what happens. That will all come down during the summer transfer window, and let's see what kind of players we get, and whether we get the players Conte wants, right? It's not the players that what Levy wants, but the players that Conte wants, right, to improve the team. So let's hope we get that sorted out, right? But at the moment, I try not to look too far, right? For me, it's a one game at a time thing, and hopefully Monday, that's where the next hurdle is, and we will be able to get past it easily, right? And what I believe is very simple. I still believe in a win-loss. So after we lose, we're gonna win. That's all. Simple way of looking at it.
Then we're gonna lose to Manchester United.
Yes, then we will lose to Manchester. Yes. And then
West Ham just lost. West Ham just won down.
Lost.
Well, they haven't lost. Liverpool just scored against West Ham. Sorry. Sorry.
Oh, good.
West Ham is away, right?
Yeah. So Liverpool 1, West Ham 0, 27 minutes gone. West Ham have been playing really well in it as well. So.
Well, Liverpool just scored. Yeah. I don't know if I made but they're checking Mane's on a VAR if he's offside. So I'll tell you, possible offside. It was a Trent cross come shot. No, he was onside. So Liverpool 1-0 up.
Good deal. Good deal. It sucks when I have to root for Liverpool. I'm still very bitter about the UEFA Champions League final, but good on them because we don't need West Ham gobbling up any more points.
I'd rather see Liverpool win the league than Man City. I fucking hate Man City. Hate Pep. Hate Man City. I hate everything about the self-entitlement.
I hate Jurgen Klopp too, though. Jurgen Klopp's a dumb fuck.
Yeah, I don't know. He's a bit of
isn't it funny? Whoever's the best manager, Wenger, Fergie, Klopp, Pep, everyone hates them.
Well, but Klopp just complains a lot in the media. Throws little tantrums during
super smug as well, Colin, mate. Isn't he? He's so smug with that big giant smile of his.
Other than Ranieri, who was a humble, calm, non-stirring winner.
That's true.
Comes with the role, man. Comes with the role. You've got to always put the fight up for everything. They fight for everything. They're winners. They fight for everything.
Yeah, that's true. That's something I guess I need to think about that.
Watch lacked a bit of that.
Yeah, and now what our club is trying to do, right, is trying to subdue Conte. So I don't know why they're doing that.
Mate, he's laughing when we lose now. He's finished.
I know, that's right.
Hey, you know.
That interview after Borough was embarrassing. It was so fake. And it was like, what are you doing, man? What are you doing? It was. It just shows.
I just can't believe that
he's not allowed to express what he really feels anymore. Don't you see?
It just shows how much control.
Yeah.
Like we really fooled him into thinking that it was going to be different than this. Like I would have just thought that he was a smarter guy and would have been able to look at the past and look at history and look at how other managers have been treated. And why would he think? I don't know. I still just can't really believe that we tricked Conte into joining us.
Guys, someone's got a lot of background noise.
It's Bobby. It must be nursing.
Yeah, that'll be me, mate.
There's tons of fans though, Colin. Like how many times have you heard people say, "Oh, now we have the new stadium. Now COVID's over. Things are going to be different. We're going to spend the money now that we have the stadium. We have a COVID over." Right? There's lots of people who have been lifelong Spurs fans and think that that's happening. And I don't think that Conte was fooled. I don't think like he's outright fooled and thought, "Oh, now I'm going to come in. We're going to spend 500 million in January or anything like that." But I can see him thinking that Levy now has a stadium, right? He was part of the ESL. Like you would think that he has ambition to go ahead and go forward and take the club better. He's seen what hasn't worked in the past, and now he's willing to make those changes. And if you're bringing in Conte, like many of us said, you would think that shows his willingness to do it, right? So I think he could have said, well, if you're bringing me in, Antonio Conte, like you're going to do things the way I want because that's the only way I've operated. So I don't know if he was necessarily like straight out fooled, but I think that there's lots of reasons for him to think that Levy might be starting to change the ways that he had in the past because many people, like I said, that have been fans and seen it all believe it.
Yeah.
I like Ben's comment.
Plus, Scott, you got to remember, there is that law of a big club. We laugh about it, and we don't win anything, but we are still a big club. We are still that big club. So there is that law of making the club great again, getting them out the doldrums and taking that as a challenge. But I do think he underestimated it a bit.
Yeah, for sure. I mean, I know we're not maybe the biggest club in the world, but there's certain things that we can do that other clubs, I would even say Everton. Like, I don't think Everton has a chance to go to a Champions League final. And even if some of the way for us to get to that Champions League final did rely on luck, we still got there, right? And we still had more than just that 1 year where we were competitive in the Champions League. Everton, I don't think they can do that. Aston Villa can't do that. Wolves,
Scott, Everton,
they can't do that, right?
Everton might be like they might be irrelevant. Like if they go down this season, if they go down this season, it's a big if. But if they do, I don't think you'll see Everton again because they'll be not for a long time at best. They'll go into administration. They'll be massively in their financial. They're already in financial fair play misery. You know, they couldn't do any business last summer. They only bought that Damari Gray, which I found out yesterday only cost them £1.5 million. Like that is the best value for money transfer. Damari Gray cost them £1.5 million. Like he's worth 25 million easy. But they didn't do any business in the summer. They had to pay 25-30 million to when they're already in financial fair play issues to Benitez when he left in January because he had 3.5 years left on a 4-year contract and sacked him after 6 months. If Everton go down, I think they'll be done because they'll be massively in breach of FFP. They'll get points deductions in the Championship at best. They'll go into administration potentially and have to sell all of their best players anyway. Calvert-Lewin won't stay around. Neither will Richarlison. Like most of their top players will leave. I think Everton are, so Scott's point, are Everton ever going to be Champions League? I'd be surprised if you see them in the Premiership, Scott. For
they're building a stadium too, aren't they?
I mean, I don't know. Well, it's still, I think they're planning permission stage, but I don't know.
Okay.
I mean, their stadium is so awful. I don't know if you've been to Goodison Park or anyone here's been to Goodison Park, but like
twice,
10% of their stadium is behind. Like if you're sat behind row 10% of their stadium, you're not going to see. It's a restricted viewing because of these poles, these pillars that are throughout the stadium. It's an absolute shithole. It's a horrible place to go and watch football. So I want Everton to survive because they're like an absolute pillar of, pardon the pun, they're a pillar of the Premiership. They've never been relegated, but if they do go down this season, I think you won't see them for a long time ever in the Premiership.
Can I ask you a question?
Yeah,
are we really a big club? Like a big club?
I mean, depends what your definition of big is, Stel, right? Like, are we in the elite level? No, but I think one of the things with us is that we're in kind of a weird, not quite big, but not middle. I don't know, like
limbo.
Who else? There's not a lot of clubs who I would say, especially in the EPL, that are similar to us, unless you include Arsenal with us.
I think we're a big club based on financial numbers, but on performance-wise, we're not nearly there yet, right? But the numbers.
I think tradition. I mean, traditionally. We'll always look. I certainly always look through blue and white tinted glasses. You know, I'll always look at Spurs being a big club, and I do think there's players who'll see Spurs as being. I mean, we're always referred as one of the top 6.
Yeah,
we'll always be referred.
We're a top 6 club in England, and we're a top 20 club in Europe, top 30 club in Europe.
Exactly.
Is that a big club versus it relative to every other club in the world? We're a big club.
We're the 6th most successful club in terms of trophies in the UK, in England. But when it comes to league titles, we are 10th, 12th, 15th.
Yeah.
FA Cups, we're 3rd, right? Joint 3rd.
I mean, we were fucking record holders back in '91.
Yeah, a long time.
I think we were a big club. 80s, early 90s. The last 30 years, I think we've fallen out of big club status. I think the only reason we're a big club is because we've got a brand new stadium.
Only because we've only fallen out of the status, mate, because there's been a world of finance that has come into the sport and then selected, cherry-picked 5 teams and gone to another level, and we weren't one of them. You know,
but Inter Milan still won trophies during that period.
Is that sorry?
Yeah.
But Inter Milan still won trophies during that period. Atletico Madrid still won trophies during that period. They weren't the so-called super clubs. They're still doing it.
Yeah, and you got to remember under Poch,
we've lost a lot.
Yeah, I mean, but we've got to remember performance based. You know, under Poch, the continuous, second, third, fourth finishes, the Champions League, getting semi-finals, getting to finals. Yeah, we didn't win anything, but performance based, we were doing a lot more better than any other England. Because Liverpool, remember, went from finishing 6th, 7th to 2 seasons in 2nd and 1st. Man City came out of nowhere. Where did they finish? 6th, I think, under Pepper in the 1st season or something, or was it 4th? I can't remember. And they suddenly went to 1st.
They finished 3rd the first year that Pep was there.
Right, okay.
Bob, does performance-based years under Poch make us a big club? I don't think it does.
Like I say, to me, they'll always be, and I do think there's a law. I don't think Conte would take over in the same position. You know, if they were finishing 6th and 7th and hadn't won anything, I don't think he'd be going to a Villa, an Everton.
What if they offered him £20 million a year?
You know, a Leicester.
What if they offered him £20 million a year?
Still, let me ask this, right?
But hold on, guys. First, before you're talking about you guys, you guys are all in the UK and all that. Like for us guys in Asia, right? Like me and Guguma, right? We don't feel we're a big club. Guguma?
Yes.
No, like for you in South Korea, what are the feelings of the South Korean fans? Do they feel that we're a big club?
Under which definition? As in terms of like?
I mean, just like overall.
I mean, overall?
Yeah.
I don't know. I don't know if I can speak for all the fans. But personally, I would think overall maybe it's kind of in the middle because there hasn't been like trophies recently. So, but then in terms of like, because we're Korean and we saw what happened with Poch and getting to the Champions League final, you know, that was like a big deal. And financially, Tottenham's very stable. So I don't know. In my eyes, I feel like it is a big club. Personally, that's how I feel.
Guma feels that, right? Like for me in Asia, right? All these years, that's why I reach a certain stage, right? To the things that why I'm so zen about Spurs nowadays is because it's not to say that I don't feel my club is a big club. Of course, I love to have that feeling that my club is a big club. But every time when I come up against a lot of the Asian fans, let's say in Malaysia or Singapore, right, in Southeast Asia, right, they always point at who's the big club, right? Our name never comes up. You see, that's the thing. But of course, for you guys being homegrown and on home ground, the feelings are a bit different, right? And let's say for Scott M, you're in Canada, right? It's like say that if you walk out into the streets, how many Spurs fans can you find? You see, do you count that?
From a North American perspective, I think for the EPL, Spurs is definitely considered a big club. I think most of the time when I go, like, if I'm looking at ESPN and they're talking about stuff, they talk about the big six. And if you look, like, this is, I don't know if this determines anything, but when I watch on my DAZN, right, on the platform I watch the teams, they have the big six teams have their own sections, and then the rest of the EPL. And when I go to like ESPN, they have the big six teams from the basically the teams that were involved in the Super League, where all have their own areas. And that's now that I think helps because in North America, like the Premier League is bigger than all the other leagues, right? Like, because we have, especially in Canada, because we have so much British influence. So Tottenham compared to other clubs, non-Premier League, are going to have a bigger profile just by being English. But in my view, they're not as big as the other ones, but they're definitely a step above, say, you know, like I said, the teams I all mentioned, Wolves, Everton, Leicester. Like, there's clearly a big six, in my view, in Canada.
Only Liverpool and Man United have got more fans worldwide than us.
Yeah, and let me posit this to you
Arsenal
guys. Right?
And Chelsea have got massive global fans.
Yeah, but still,
they haven't got it as much as us, mate.
If you were to remove, like you're talking about around Europe, Atletico Madrid, like apart from Paris Saint-Germain that got bought by the oil as well. Apart from that, if you were to remove that slice of money from European football, the only league that we massively shaped differently 10 years ago to how it is now is the Premier League. You take away Manchester City, they were a nobody. They'll go back to nobody status. And the same with Chelsea. And so if Tottenham got their growth organically, right, by Levy, as much as everyone hates him, but we've run the club sustainably and through a multitude of variables, good managers, good players, good acquisitions back in the sort of 2008 through 2018 era, Tottenham would be a top four. If you take away Chelsea and Manchester City from that, Tottenham would be a top four team with with where we're at. And then if you're in the Champions League all the time during that period, because Chelsea and Man City aren't, then all of the additional money that would have come in would have allowed us to have bought better players to have competed at that level. And you don't know, like we don't know we're playing.
But that didn't happen.
No, I know it didn't happen. But what I'm saying is that when we say,
what was the point of this? I don't get it.
So the point, or if you let me, so the point I'm making is that you're saying that Atletico Madrid were still competitive in Spain. There is no billionaires that have come in and reshaped that league. Barcelona have always been financed by the Catalonian government. Real Madrid have always been financed by the Spanish government. And as such, they've always had the dominant status. In Italy, there has been no billionaire status. Forget France, but Tottenham's trajectory would have been different. You're saying that Tottenham haven't competed, haven't won. We're not a big club because we're a top six club. If it wasn't for the input of that money, that fake money that bought the success, then the trajectory could have been a lot different. And so Tottenham are a big club through organic measures. If you exclude the money that's
who looks at it like that though, Sean? Who looks?
I'm just positing a different perspective on whether or not Tottenham is a big club, or could we be considered a big club if we didn't have the money? But we don't have the money. We didn't get the money that those two particular teams did.
No, we got the money. We got the money. We just don't have the owners who want to put their hands in their pocket and spend it. That's what
everyone sees Spurs as a big club. Everyone, the media,
I think we just live in a bubble in this country. Like, if you look at our success, we're the equivalent of Valencia in Spain and Lazio in Italy. They've won 3 or 4 league titles, 3 or 4 European titles, and they've won about 8-9 cups. We're the equivalent of Valencia and Lazio, but what's different?
We could have been the equivalent of an Atletico Madrid,
but we're not.
Chelsea and Manchester City not coming and spoiled the party.
But we're not. Do you think that would go to Valencia?
Okay, guys, just hold on. Just look at this statement down there, right? Ingwa is actually a Malaysian in London, working in London. He says, when speaking to my Malaysian friends, right, feels like we've become slightly bigger of a club in recent years, but still not at the level of like the Liverpool, simply because we haven't won any trophies.
This is what I was going to say, Eugene. What's happened is we are no different to Valencia and Lazio in the world stage. But what's happened is, because the Premier League has marketed itself so well, and we are in the Premier League, we did really well to get into Champions League on a regular basis, just as that global fan base truly exploded. And players like Son and Kane elevated us on a global platform. We've got the best England player in our squad, which, we've
got the best Asian player.
And we've got the best Asian player
in the squad.
Yeah. World Cup winner, captain. Marketing wise, we were doing perfectly, and we were getting closer and closer. But like I keep on saying, there's a bigger picture while we haven't kicked on. I mean, my views are exactly like Stell's with regards to the media, with regards to the owners, with regards to some of the channels as well. The difference is I've got a fucking filter, and he doesn't.
So yeah, that's true.
I don't feel. I'm not having a go at Stell. I love how Stell comes across, and Stell knows that. We're talking private, it's the same. But I've never ranted or shouted about the owners, but everyone knows my feeling towards them. I'll say my bit. I think they're a bunch of leeches, and it's because of them we've gone from the nearly club to a shit club. We shouldn't be in a position where we should never have been in a position where we had to rebuild. We just needed a build.
Well,
that's what I always said. Under Poch, we didn't need a rebuild. I disagree with Poch. All we needed was a build. All we needed was 3 players, and we could have kicked on. The right players, the right recruitment. And like I say, the owners failed to do that. Now, each, with regards to other channels, they're entitled to say what they want. They're entitled to say what they want. But if they get called out, or not called out as such, if we give an opinion about them, they should. They can't look at Levy out as thorough Levy out as people have gone to protests and made their views clear. They do exactly what they claim we do. They jump on, what are you doing? What is it? You're wasting your time. Bed sheets, etc., etc. Well, what then? Why should we have to take that? They do exactly what they claim we do to them. There's never a time at a protest, people who don't agree with us, we've called them out or told them that what the fuck are they doing? Why aren't they standing with us? Never, ever.
That, Bob. I get called out all the time. I get called out a hell of a lot for my stance. People tell people tell me I'm a fucking idiot because I don't see the wood for the trees the way the Levy Out group do. So I don't know.
Who do you talk to, Sean? Who are you talking to, man? Stop talking to those people.
No, I'm just saying. Well, on whichever channel I'm on my channel, people, some people come to my channel who are massive Levy Outs because they enjoy my content. I hope. But when I'm on other people's channels where the hosts are more Levy Out, and I come on and they ask me to go on and I give my perspective. I started out on We Are Tottenham TV back in December when I first got into this whole thing. I had a 45-minute rant with Dave from Irish Hotspur on We Are Tottenham TV. I watched the thing back afterwards. The comments were, "Who the fuck is this clown?" And then I went onto his channel, and everyone on his show was, "Who the fuck is this clown?" And then bit by bit,
you can't listen to that. You can't listen.
I don't give a fuck. I don't care less what people. I'm entitled to my opinion, and I think I build my opinion up with facts because I come at it from a different perspective. But people in the Levy Out Brigade do come at me with nastiness because I don't agree with them. So to say that people,
they will, no, they will do. Have you been on a show with Ian Meth?
Oh, you mean my show?
I have been on a show.
So me and Ian had a massive argument via Twitter. He was on about Levy in and saying, "Oh, you wasted your time. What a protest is going to do." So I invited him on to my show, and Stell will know this. Stell has been on loads of my show. I'll have 10 people on the show, and I'll control them. And Ian came on, and I said to him, "Give your point of view." And he put his thing is about you, Shaw. I don't agree with what you, but one thing you do, and Stella again will agree. You back it up. You back it up properly. You're not one of those. You're not one of those who'll say, "You leave you out as you're a fucking cunt," and then not say anything. Why? Why is it you feel like that? What is it that we don't agree with what we do? And Ian could back it up, and he's been on shows left, right, and centre now. He's not changed his opinion. His biggest grasp is. If you're gonna get rid of Levy, who are you gonna bring in? And that's his biggest. That's his biggest argument. And
I'm happy. I'm happy for Levy to go. And also, I don't have any problem with people that are Levy Out. Like I get it. I understand why you feel the way you guys do. And I covered it from. I just don't feel the same because not only do I have the argument of better the devil you know. Sometimes I especially right now, given the fact that there's only 3 pools of money that could afford Tottenham. One of them is oil money, and that's a thin and filtered view. 2 is Russian money, and that's a closed off entity right now. And 3 is American money, and venture debt, leverage debt is an absolute disaster 10 times more frequently than it's a
definitely leverage
story.
Yeah.
And one of those guys, that Todd Bowley, the guy who owns the Dodgers, who was posited as a potential buyer of Tottenham, he's now going to buy Chelsea. So for the Levy Out Brigade, the pool of that short list of people that could afford Tottenham, it's just got, in the last 30 days, it's got incredibly shorter. But listen, I respect people's opinions. I also think that Daniel Levy, I also think that Daniel Levy's done a better job than you guys give credit for, but I respect your opinions on it regardless. But my point is about that rant was when people say, when Bob and you say that the Levy Out don't attack people that are not Levy Out, I've got first-hand experience saying that that's just not the case. There are a lot of people in the Levy Out Brigade, not everybody, but a lot of people who attack people that don't agree with their
sure.
That was based more at the YouTubers, basically. Then there are some people who can't take a difference of opinion, and but they'll carry on moaning certain subjects. But when it comes to going to our next level and discussing basically what we do, they don't agree with it.
Do you know what happens a lot as well? Right, this happens a lot. You get into a debate where people are countering each other's point, and then at some point there's either an agreement or one side has to just accept. All right, do you know what? Actually, maybe I should have said that. Maybe I got it wrong. Maybe I should have worded it differently. Whatever it may be, let's just call it someone's lost that argument. Let's just keep it simple. Mm-hmm. And then so often you get blocked for that. Well, there's nothing wrong that's been said. Nothing wrong has been said. Nothing wrong has been said. But even the tone isn't bad. And then this is where I've absolutely switched on everyone now because I don't care. They then go around and tell everyone he can't debate. He can't accept someone else's opinion. He's this, he's that. I'm more fucking educated than you, man. What are you talking about? Like, I don't know how to debate. If I want to debate and be articulate, I can. I really can. But this is what they do. And then everyone kisses their ass because they're some kind of messiah in football. When all you are is 21-year-old and you're fucking oversensitive woke. That's what you are.
Okay.
Sorry if I've offended anyone, but this is what's going on. They cannot. Listen, I'm not going to mention the name because it'll just go nuts again. I saw Bob Spur have this discussion. Everyone knows this guy. And he's trying to tell Bob that Dane Scarlett is just as good as Carlos Vinicius, right? And I'm sitting there thinking, has this guy lost the plot? Carlos Vinicius was top scorer in Portugal. He's come to England. He scored 7 goals for Spurs. No matter what game he scored them for Spurs. What has Dane Scarlett done?
Always made a difference when he came on.
What has he done?
Dane Scarlett has done nothing. Dane Scarlett's done nothing in this time, yeah.
But this big YouTuber is sitting there rowing with Bob, and Bob's like, mate, you're talking bullshit. I'm sorry. Prove it. He's like, well, if we're going to go to those levels, mate, I'll take you to those levels. I'm thinking, what fucking levels? What? Where is this going? And then he goes, you can't judge Carlos Vinicius because he played in a farmers league. And I'm thinking, so by your logic then, Mbappe's shit because he plays in a farmers league. Where are we going to go with that? And then the argument is, oh, but Mbappe's won the World Cup. So's fucking Moussa Sissoko and you wanted him out. You've got no argument, man. Like,
so one thing I definitely agree with you on is that sometimes when you have a disagreement with people, they will default to it's just my, and we spoke about this previously, it's just my opinion, and it's like it's a bit of a woke answer, that every opinion's equal, even if it's ridiculous. And
it's bonkers, mate.
Listen, there are certain home truths, and Vinicius is much more than.
My theory for you is right. Whatever your stance is and your opinions, right? We all respect it, right? But most of the time, when you ever hop onto a channel, the channel is predominantly Levy out the channels. Right. So when you go on and talk, whatever your opinion is, right? A lot of people in the chats, of course, will come up with all the negative. I'm not saying it's right. I'm not saying it's right.
But I don't mind either way. I did at the start.
I know you don't mind. I know you don't mind. You don't care.
You don't care whatever people say. Out, by the way, Levy in. Sorry, he's on the fence.
No, I'm happy for him to go. I am more than happy. I'd love it if we could find a Roman Abramovich. I'll put all my moral compass aside. Give me a 5-year Roman Abramovich. I'm happy for him to come in. Roman Abramovich, whatever he's done in his life to make his money, I'm sure he's done some horrible things. I'm sure he supports some horrible people. But if you're a Chelsea fan, he's been a fantastic steward of that club. And if we could find somebody to do that for Tottenham, great. I just don't know where to find that person. And therefore, I'm not going to spend my time getting depressed about the fact that we don't have that person, because I'll be honest with you guys, I think that Daniel Levy's going to be and Enoch are going to be at Tottenham for a long time to come. Sure. Even if they want to go, I don't think they're going to find somebody who wants to pay the money. Like I say, I think the short list of potential suitors has got a lot shorter in the last
time. Sean.
Even if they do, they're not going
to. Sorry, Scott.
No, go, Scott. Let Scott go.
I was just going to say, even if they do find somebody, like you said, who's going to pay the money, we've seen how Levy deals with $20 million transfers. How's he going to do when he's talking about $1 billion transfer? Which with this club now, my bigger concern about them leaving is how much other projects they have that are not football related, but are tied to the club with all the development stuff, right?
100%.
And like trying to do that deal, I disagree with Sean with lots of stuff, but I don't disagree with that. Getting him out is going to be tough because if it was just the football, I think it would be possible. Just the football club, even the football club in the stadium, and that's it. But when you look at all the development stuff that they have going around, and I guess the stadium too, right, with the NFL stuff, with all the events, the boxing events, right? It's not just a football stadium like we're talking about. Or I think you guys were talking about the Emirates before I got on. I don't, correct me if I'm wrong. I don't think Emirates holds that many outside events, certainly not as much as Spurs Stadium does, right? So it's such a complicated, such a complicated move now that even if we do, as Sean says, it's a small pool of people that can buy it, and once those small pool people get involved, those negotiations and that deal is going to be very complicated.
You know what,
very complicated.
Scott, what I would say is like whilst I'm happy for the Levy out guys to feel the way they do, and not trying to change anyone's mind on it, when people say things like Tottenham aren't a football club, they're a sports complex, and that somehow having Adele concerts or Take That concerts or boxing matches at the stadium is somehow a bad thing. Like, I 100% do not agree. Like, if you've got an asset...
Oh, I agree with you there.
If you've got an asset that has 700 million quid's worth of debt and can bring in 2 million quid or 1.5 million quid per event at it, and as a football club, that asset is only ever used once every 13 days or once every week if you're playing 2 games a week, it's madness. It's like you have a second property for your rent, and you don't.
It's just like you're doing business.
Lease it out.
I fully agree with you, Sean.
If it came to the thing where like Adele's playing on a Friday night, and because they put down the metal steel slates and the grass is destroyed for the game on the Saturday, then there's a problem. But the idea that we're utilizing the asset when it's not otherwise being used, and a lot of people in the Levy Out Brigade are like, there's a problem here. We're distracted, or Tottenham are like, why are we're an NFL team? This is a bad thing. I'm like, no, it's not. It's a great thing. It means we pay off the debt sooner. So I don't understand why people think that.
And you know what? Maybe it's because I'm in North America, because that's what the stadiums are like. Like, we're
multi-purpose stadiums.
My NHL team that they're building, they're talking about where they're going to build it in the city because they want to make a massive, like, restaurants, shops, so that it's like people come there, right? And every time shopping, they have concerts all the time. So I agree with you. I know some people don't like it. I have no problem if we get an NFL team, again, as long as it doesn't
distract.
But what is the problem, in my view, is that, and you probably will agree, when the football isn't going right and we're not seeing the amount of spending that you are, it's easy to then go and attack those other things because it sure looks like they're not, especially when Daniel Levy is so active in the football role that he
That's
is.
fair.
I mean, if Levy, I want Levy out completely, but I would also take it if we were run much more like Liverpool, right? They're a similar company in terms of John Henry's an investment company. If I saw Levy step away completely, and I thought Levy does no role in football, he just says, here's your budget. It's whatever, 100 million. And you don't have to sign Pape Matar because he has a sell-on fee, right? It wouldn't be perfect, but that would be such a massive step that would at least start to make things right. And I think if you started to see that, you'd see less complaints about the NFL, less complaints about the other stuff. It's such an easy target. You know what I mean? When you feel like the owners aren't spending enough or they aren't doing the right things with your club, but you see them doing all those outside things, it's just going to be an easy
Scott,
target, right?
This all goes back to the beginning of when the owners took over, right? And I had this chat with Sean on the phone last night. When Liverpool, they had a 30-year weight on their shoulder. They couldn't win the league. For Liverpool not to win the league is like huge. They were the number one league-winning team in the country. Then along came Alex Ferguson and just caught them up and went past them. They had to win the league, right? They knew it wasn't working, but what changed? They changed ownership in 2010. In came owners, and they said, we're going to restructure the finances because they had big debts. We're going to secure the financials of the club, and then we're going to build a successful winning team with our number one aim. We want to bring the league title back to Anfield. Jurgen Klopp, he lost the Champions League final. He lost the FA Cup final. He lost the Europa Cup final. And they kept backing him. They never, ever stopped backing him. And then bang, he won the Champions League, won the Premier League, and here, now look at them. Off they go. But that was their goal. The Liverpool owners' goal was to do that. And their mission was, we will make long-term profits and increase the value of the club in the long term if we focus on driving the success of the football team first. That is the driver. ENIC are not like that. They've never been like that. That's why I don't disagree. Fucking gone. They came in. Yeah, I know you don't disagree. I'm just explaining it. It's just ENIC came in and look at the statement they put out. We look for undervalued business assets that we can acquire of part of a sports and media business type, and we want to acquire them, add value to them, and increase the long-term value of that club. That is their aim, and that's what they've done. Never once was it about trophies, success on the pitch. They don't care about that,
right? But you can't argue that they haven't tried to buy the players. Like when we've tried to find new players, we've just fucked up massively in the transfer market. But Sean, when was the last time we made a good signing? Like we spent 60 million, a record signing. He's out on loan. Our second record signing, out on loan. Our third record signing, we don't want him on the pitch, right? Then you've got Emerson Royale. He's an absolute shit show.
Yeah, but hold on.
How much do we overpay for Gill? How much do we overpay for Regular?
Yeah, I'll tell you why. Because Liverpool, the owners, their mission was to win the trophies. So what did they do? They got the best manager, stuck with him. They found the best scouts. They even took one of the scouts from Spurs. They built the best recruitment team. So they built. Wait, 1 minute. They built the winning footballing team, not just the manager. The players, the manager, the scouts, the medics, the recruitment, the head scouts, the analysts, the data stats people to find the players.
The system.
Right? Spurs never built that system.
I agree with you 100% on that.
What their outcome is. So what's happened at Spurs is we chop and change scouts, we chop and change football director, we chop and change manager, we chop and change player. And in that melee, we then want to say, yeah, but look at the players we brought in because the system's broken from day one. It's never been fixed because it's not in the blueprint of what ENIC wanted.
Well, you say the blueprint. It's an easy term to bandy around. Like
the blueprint of what ENIC bought the club for.
Okay, like in terms of like picking, we had Frank Arneson, right? He was potentially going to be an absolute superstar director of football. Chelsea and Abramovich came and nabbed him just at the, and then what happened there, right? But whilst I agree with everything you say, and this is one of fine, but this is one. Yes, I know, we can list. I know. Listen, I'm with you.
Scott. But you picked the one that got poached. What about the others?
No, but I'm about to get to it. Like, whilst I'm. This is the thing. When the team Levy out go, Daniel Levy is the source of all our problems. That is a cogent argument if you live by the mantra that the buck stops at the boss, at the top. And that's a fine argument to have, which is why I don't dismiss anyone who's Levy out. I just think that it's not Daniel Levy that picked Ndombele. It's not Daniel Levy that picked, that Sanchez.
He built a system that has failed picking those players.
Fine. But this is what I asked you yesterday.
Yeah.
If Kamoli wasn't the right guy, if Hitchin wasn't the right guy.
He was the right guy.
If
he got sacked. He keeps sacking them.
But who is the right guy now? Is Paratici the right guy to run the club?
It doesn't matter because Sean, you've missed the point here. All right, let me put it this way. Part of Levy's plan from day one was to add value to the club. That's why he bought the club. It's an undervalued asset that he can add value to. So how can I add value? I'm going to build a multi-purpose functioning stadium that is world-class, state-of-the-art, because that will increase the value of the club.
With and what aim? To sell it, right, Stel? No, just quickly.
I don't know.
To sell it, right?
No, I don't know.
He doesn't take dividends, mate. He doesn't take dividends. He might take a decent wage, but he doesn't take dividends. So if what you're saying is true, and this statement that it is true, but what this statement that he made at the start, it's all about it's asset value.
Okay, let's say it's to sell it. Fine, let's say it's to sell it then. I can go with that. It's not. But as long as we know it's not about trophies. So let's say it's about selling the club. Fine. But the point is, because the blueprint from day one is I need to increase the profitability and the value of the club, and part of his plan was to build this new stadium, He got the best architects, the best designers. He managed to borrow 800 million or whatever it was. He found the best plumbers, electricians. He did global research on all the best stadiums around the world. Let's look at the best model. He approached the NFL. Let's tie in you guys into this. He put the master plan of master plans. Still cost him
2.5 times more than the initial budget.
My point is this: the ambition and the desire to get that done was second to none, and he delivered, because that was in the initial blueprint to increase the value of the club. That ambition and desire, if it was in the football team, he would have built the system for the football team, the recruitment, the coaching, and the personnel, and we would have been successful. But it's not. And that's my point, Sean. That's my point.
Everyone who's leaving out says if we can't get rid of him, at least make him step back, right? And I'm fine with that.
Away, yes.
I'm fine.
Do you know who I put in charge, Sean? Do you know who I put in charge?
Please someone give me a fucking name.
He's one of the best. He's one of the best youth. He identifies young British talent like very few can. He's Tottenham through and through. And whether he's the chairman or in that mix, someone like David Pleat is spot on for me. Whether he's got the nous he told us to buy Grealish, we didn't. He told us to buy Maddison, we didn't. He knows his stuff. He's an ex-Spurs manager as well.
He's about 85 now, isn't he?
Okay, then fine. Bring in a younger version. How did Chelsea identify the right people?
But I'm asking you, not just a younger version of someone, because this is the problem, right? Identifying the right man.
But that's his job. It's not mine. It's his job.
But
that's like you saying to me, Stelios.
You've got the answers. You've got the answers for everything else. Still, I'm asking. Like he bought. So he got Hitchin, right? And some people think Hitchin was the worst thing ever, but he had success. He got Luis Suarez at Liverpool, right? Like everyone that Tottenham's ever had, and are not just bought off of like the back of a cigarette paper. They're people that have come with reputations and names.
How did he get the best?
Hitchin was a scapegoat.
How did he know how to find the best architects for the stadium? How did he know how to find the best researchers of what to do with the stadium? How did he manage to do that? Because the ambition was there.
Negotiate fights at the stadium. Negotiate concerts at the stadium. He's done all that.
If he really wanted to bring in the best people for these roles, he would have done it. But the problem is, because there's no long-term plan for the football team, how can you bring in the right personnel if you don't know what the plan is? Like, if you said to me, Stel, what do you think we should do with Tottenham? I'd say to you this: start from scratch. Reboot the academy.
You said Kamoli was the right guy for the job a minute ago, right?
Yeah. No, I said you didn't mention Kamoli. You mentioned
I mentioned a few. I mentioned that name, and you mentioned the other names, and I said, and none of them were right. And you said Kamoli was the right guy. I think that's what you said, right?
If you want a successful football team, the first thing you have to ask yourself is this: what does success mean? If the answer is to win the Premier League, you have to say, right, what have we got to do to win the Premier League? We've got to surpass Liverpool, Man City. Then you say, right, what kind of team do we need? Players, manager,
and how much are they going to cost? Right, each of those players that are going to get you to a Champions League level team or a Champions League. No, hang on, just let quickly. Each of those players are going to cost you 200 grand a week in wages. If you think that you can't get, if you think you can get a championship,
we paid Ndombele £200,000 a week. It was a fucking disaster.
Yeah, but is that Daniel Levy's fault, or is that the guy who identified?
Yes,
100%.
Yes.
It's not.
I'm trying to explain to you why.
It's not Pochettino's fault because he was.
Let me explain to you. Let me explain. He fired Pochettino.
You're not going to be Pochettino's fault. He fired him 2 months later.
Pochettino wanted him, right?
Sean. Yeah, but then he sacked Pochettino. So now you've got a player for the next manager who never wanted him. So the point I'm trying to make is this:
was the player good enough?
Sean, you're not letting me finish. You keep butting in. Let me say what I'm going to say.
Okay.
If you know you want to win the Premier League and you know you've got to beat Liverpool and Man City, you then say, what players do we need? What manager do we need? And then you put it to work over a long period of time and you build and you build and you build. Exactly what Liverpool did. It took them 5 years before they won a trophy with Klopp. 5 years. But what happened with us is we were on that path and then for 2 years he stopped.
Yeah, we never built
everything up
after the final, right? After the Champions League final.
No, 2 years before the Champions League final, we stopped buying. 518 days, no signings, and in that period, that's when Liverpool went past us, and they got over the line when it could have been us, but we stopped buying. Who's that on?
Well, I've never heard of a club owner, or tell me if I'm wrong, but if you're investing in a club as a club owner, it does make me wonder why you wouldn't invest in your main product, which is the club's team. Now I know what you're saying. No. Because Ndombele always comes up in this conversation. 60 million, there you go, spent it. Whoever he put in charge of recruitment, he backed out of a Bruno Fernandes. He backed out of a Skriniar. Hitchin got a raw deal. It's well known that Skriniar, a Bruno Fernandes, a Dybala were all ready to sign. He negotiated. He tried to haggle a 6.5 million purchase for Grealish. Aston Villa actually come out with.
Nobody wanted Grealish, right? Aston Villa were in the Championship, and not like everyone mentions the Grealish debacle. We could have had a 100 million quid player. Two things I'll say about Grealish is there were 19 other teams in the Premier League who knew what the asking price was, and nobody paid it. So is every chairman an idiot? Like, that's the first point I'll say. And the second point is the benefit of hindsight. Well, no, it's simple. No, hang on a second.
But did every chairman get involved in the?
You can't say who cares.
Nobody bid for Dele Alli. We did.
Hang on, Stel, 1 second.
Exactly, yeah.
Let me just finish this one point, and I'll hand the hockey back. If you're going to critique and chastise someone for their job with the ambition to get them out of that job, I own a marketing agency. I hire and fire all the time. The three things you have to figure out at any level of hiring and firing is, one is, like, what was their mandate in the first place, and have they achieved it? If you haven't set expectations, right? The second thing is you have to be able to compare and contrast whether what they're doing is good enough relative to other people that do the same job as them. If you've got a salesman who you think should be selling 10 grand a week in whatever product, and they only sell 7, they're underperforming. But if everybody else on the team is only selling 2 grand, you'd be an idiot to get rid of the guy who's selling 7 or 8 grand, right? So
Levy's failed.
But when you say things like, who gives a shit about what the other chairmen do, then you're not open. You've got a closed mind to a relative observation and
because David Pleat, who's involved with the club, said to them, "Get this boy, bring him in," and said no.
Nobody valued him at the price. Aston.
Okay, guys.
Nobody valued him. At the price.
Nobody valued Dele Alli.
Let's don't go there now, right? About who and what we can buy, who could have bought. I want to go to this statement only.
Who is to blame then?
During the Aston Villa game, Daniel Levy came out in the program and said that blah, 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 DNA football, blah, blah, blah. We misspent 250 million pounds on buying players in the past 3 years. Where's the accountability?
There's no plan. That's why there's no plan.
No, but what I'm saying, when you say you misspent 250 million pounds.
Who said that, Eugene?
Daniel Levy.
When did he say that?
He admitted it. You remember the Aston Villa? He came up with a program.
He came in with a program.
Yeah. On the Aston Villa program.
He said they wasted the money. Yeah.
When was that? Sorry, when was that? I didn't see that. When was it?
Misspent. Yeah.
But he never said he did. He said the club.
Come on. If it's the club, it's him, right?
Yeah. Well, he's the chairman.
He's the chairman of the club. Isn't it him, right? So if he can come out and say that we misspent 250 million pounds, right, on buying players, right? Where is the accountability?
There isn't any.
That's my question now. Go and look for that Aston Villa program. That time we were protesting against the ESL. We were pushing. That time we just sacked Mourinho, if I'm not mistaken.
Yeah. I don't even know what you're talking about. I'll look it up. I haven't seen what you're talking about. So
you go and look that up. Okay. He came up with a statement in the program, the official program on the Aston Villa game. It was the home game, right? And we lost that game. If you're not remembered, or did we win it? Right?
No, we won it. Vinicius was playing, didn't he? Played Vinicius and Harry Kane at the same time.
Basically, the context it was said was, he was saying to the fans that the club has invested, it has spent, but the money has not been spent properly. That's what he said. It was
so isn't that called misspent?
It's
a misspent. Yeah. So you are admitting that you have misspent 250 million pounds on players, right? In the season, because the time we were hammering him about
he didn't sack Hitchin off the back of it.
Yeah.
So even if
I agree with that. I agree with you 100%. This is the point I'm always trying to make. Right? A lot of people the Levy out team want to always go to the very top, and that's like I said 1,000 times. That's a fine argument.
But the thing is that what I'm saying, I'm not saying it's Levy's out thing. This is a basic business point of view. If you were CEO of Sony and you told me you misspent 250 million pounds on buying some shit chip that you can't use, right? What would happen?
Well, it depends on the department. Depends on the department. Depends how big the club is. It depends. There's a million things. There's all like the CEO.
Sean, 250 million pounds for Spurs is a fucking lot of money. Come on.
But listen, if you're at the same time, if you're the CEO of Sony, and despite that, you have turned a profit and become one of the most profitable electronics companies.
We made a loss.
That last year we made a loss because of COVID. The previous 5 years we made a profit. Right?
No, I'm not saying the year
he said this, we made a loss. The year he said it, we made a loss.
What are we worth right now? 2 billion is valuing us. 2.2. I guarantee you. Now, if you're such a, he's got such great business acumen, this, that, whatever. I guarantee you, if he invested correctly, and he brought the right players, and he brought Bruno in, he brought Skriniar in, and we went to that next level, and we carry on competing in the Champions League, and we won the odd trophy, which the right recruitment would have done, we would be worth a lot more.
Yeah, we would.
Yeah, but
we would be worth. So for me, it's failed.
You're cherry picking the if buts and maybes of the things that, with the benefit of hindsight, we should have done.
Yeah, no, there's no hindsight. There's no hindsight, Sean.
Hang on, Bob. Like, does anyone remember the fact that we paid pittance for Dembele? We paid a pittance for Dele Alli. We paid fuck all for Luka Modric.
Sure.
There's lots of success.
Sean.
Hang on, Stel, let me get my point out.
Go on.
There are, for every one of the we should have bought this player but didn't, and I will challenge the Grealish one, but the rest of them, the Fernandes one, fine, right? But for every one of them, there's another great success where we bought a player on a pittance. So it's easy with the benefit of hindsight to cherry pick the failures, but you don't cherry pick the successes because it doesn't suit the narrative.
2 years without buying anyone. Sean, there's no excuse for that. There's absolutely no excuse when we were making profits, when we were at the borderline of great success and going to the next level. There's absolutely no reason apart from there's no reason. No, there is no reason. There is no reason.
But guys, the thing is that, right,
there's no excuse.
No, but there's no point of arguing what happened in the past. There's no point arguing that. The thing is that, Sean, just go and study that statement that Levy came up with, and you go and dig your financial things and all that, and then come back to us and let us know who should be responsible for it, right? Who do you think should be responsible for it, right? But now we are at this juncture. We have got Conte, correct? Yeah. Conte has actually sat down and said that our whole system is screwed. From level 1 to level 10, we are screwed, right? So now the thing is that it's very simple. Will Levy back Conte and Paratici, right, to give him a chance to revamp that? But now we see the smoke and mirrors are really coming out.
Well, Eugene, if he doesn't back, this is the thing. One thing I haven't said yet. If he doesn't back Conte in the summer, I am 100% going to be on the Levy out.
What does that mean? Back.
I will be on my show. I mean, I live in Surrey, mate.
No. What does it mean?
Oh, okay. In terms of financials.
No. In terms of everything. No.
Well, I believe that he's already.
When you say Levy backs Conte, right?
Yeah.
No, hold on, Sean. When you say Levy backs Conte, right? Is Levy going to buy the players that Conte won? Right? It doesn't matter his age, doesn't matter the value, doesn't matter the resale value. Are you going to look in that too?
Yeah.
Right? The players that Conte won.
100% with you. If we don't have a transformational summer where we've all, and I hope, reading between the lines of Conte's volatile.
Oh yeah, you were supposed to do that, the Conte interview thing, right? Have you come up something with?
Yeah. No, I'm going to be. I've stepped back, but I've got a whole bunch of things I want to be doing. Cryptic Conte calls, but listen, reading between the lines of all of his various volatility, I think that it's clear what he's trying to get across. However, whether you agree or disagree with his way of getting it across, he's trying to say that there's 4 months before the summer. don't wait until the summer, get things going now. He wants tried and tested players. If that means going after the free transfer list and then paying £10 million signing on fees and paying people 250 grand a week because you're saving 40 million on the transfer fee, so be it. Do what you got to do. And I'm 100% with you. If Conte is unhappy with the transfer window at the end of the transfer window, if he's not impressed because we haven't spent enough money or we nickeled and dimed and missed a player, however it shakes out, this summer for me is the line in the sand. And if he fucks it up, if Levy doesn't do it, I'll be with you guys, and I will own it. I will say I gave him too much time. I was wrong. I've got a flexibility of thought. I'm not someone who's closed-minded. So this summer for me is, but until then, there's nothing we can do. So I'm not going to dwell on it until then. We have what we have. We have to make do with what we've got. Hopefully we can finish top 6, dream well top 4. But until then, I'm not going to dwell on it. But as of June the 1st,
but see, this is the hypocrisy now, right? We can't do anything about it. Let's wait. So why is everyone questioning Conte and his tactics then? We can't do anything about it. This is the madness.
Still question tactics.
But we've just said there's nothing we can do about it.
No, the tactics and the team sheet is different, right? You can't change the names in the squad list, but you can still say, well, we've got a full strength team. Should you be playing Winksy? Should you be playing Højbjerg? Should you be playing Doherty left wing back? Should you be Should you be resting Harry Kane? Whatever.
Bentancur and Skipper out. Who'd you play in the middle?
Well, I know. Right now you've got what you've got.
That's what I'm saying, Sean. But fans were criticising Conte after the Middlesbrough game, saying his tactics were wrong, his team selection was wrong. He changed the tactics. It got worse.
But against Middlesbrough, mate, you're playing against a team where the players on the pitch. It wasn't about the names on the pitch. It was, if you're going to criticise Conte,
those same players lost to Mora. They lost to Mora. The same players.
100%.
So they're shit.
That was also under Conte's reign, by the way, right? So to me,
Watch lost to Colchester United. Mourinho lost to Norwich.
If you're going to pay someone £14 million a year to do a job, and they come in with the reputation of being the best thing that Tottenham could ever wish to have, show me you're great. Show me you're good enough. Because right now, all I'm seeing is a manager who's done a really good fucking job in leagues that weren't that difficult.
He did show us.
When he had fun. He hasn't done it at Tottenham.
But Sean,
when he first came in, go on.
I was going to say, when Klopp first went to Liverpool, for 2 years, he got battered by everyone.
Mm-hmm. Including
then he got backed.
Right? Including
then he got
as well.
Then he got backed. So no one can question Conte until he's backed. Nobody. It's madness.
It's not questioning, but you can. You are. I disagree that you can't critique, and critique is not the same as criticism. You can analyse decisions that have been made during games. Whether we are Tottenham fans, if we're not entitled to an opinion on anything,
fans are calling him out. Fans are calling him out, Sean. They're saying his tactics were wrong.
You're entitled to your opinion. You think that you're someone who's very vociferous with your opinions. Right, everyone's entitled to an opinion, mate. If we have nothing we can do to change the squad between now and June the 1st, then we might as well all shut down our channels and just go and put our head under the pillow.
No, because you said there's nothing we can do about it. Wait till the summer. So if there's nothing we can do about it, why are we criticising him?
There's nothing we can do about the names in the squad. But
exactly.
there's
can't do nothing about the players then.
Well, that's the point. No, of course. Well, the Conte is not paid £15 million a week to sit there and do nothing apart from figure out which 11 to play and in which formation. He has. There's more. There is more.
You can put Pep Guardiola in front of Winks. Winks will be shit.
There is more to a manager's job than picking the right 11. It's about motivating. It's about getting the team to work together. It's about figuring out if there's
Sean, do you think Conte told them, go out there and lose the game, lads?
Maybe.
Of course he didn't say that. But what are we? What is the point of a manager? Answer me this. What is the role of a manager in a team then, Stel?
I'll tell you. I don't know what he's been told. I've got coaches in my club. I say to them, don't worry about results this year whatsoever. It's their first time playing. Just make sure they enjoy it and that they learn how to do the basics, first touch, whatnot. I've got other teams where I say to them, mate, if you don't win the league this year, there's something wrong. So it depends on the tools you've got.
Okay.
Unrealistic. So I don't know if Conte was told, you got to get top 4, or listen, just get to the summer, or try and win a cup, or you need minimum top 6 if I'm going to back you. I don't know what the agreement is between him and Levy. None. No idea.
Okay, well,
but the fact Levy hasn't said anything about him or sacked him, or
Coach,
there's been no...
If you're actually trying to suggest to a panel of 6 people that all work and an audience, whoever's watching, and say that the coach has absolutely no remit or mandate to get a tune out of the players, if that's what you're saying, then I'm sorry, mate. Like that's I can't even accept it. Every one of us has worked.
When he came to the club, he said, "I need to analyze the players." Right?
Have you ever had a manager? Have you ever been a salesman? Have you ever had a manager that sat there and gone, "What's wrong with you? Are you feeling okay? Are you up for it? Why are your sales down this month? How do we get?" Right. So is that not Conte's job?
Right. And Levy's done that. And Conte said, "Here's my valuation of the players. They're shit. There's nothing I can do with this lot until you back me."
It's madness, mate. He's getting paid 15 million pounds.
You just asked me the question, and I just answered. He evaluated the players, like he said all along. I need to evaluate them. He's given his evaluation to the board. What if that evaluation is there?
So he might as well go on a sabbatical for the next 3 months, and we put Ryan Mason in charge, because if it doesn't matter anyway, if he doesn't, if he's no,
because Ryan's worse than Conte.
Maybe he has.
I want to hear what Scott's got to say. Scott's got to say.
Yeah, Scott, go ahead.
I'm good. I don't understand the Conte complaints when you say, I understand. If you say yes, change the formation. Which formation's getting us better? Right? Change the players. The players are shit. He can't, that's the problem. I think you're right in a sense, Sean. I agree. A manager should do it, but all the options he has is bad.
Motivate.
So if he chooses one bad option over the other bad option, it's hard for me to complain about him that much. And when he came in, you said he comes in and what has he done? I think he did. When he first came in, we looked way better. That's why we went on that, 8-game unbeaten streak?
9.
I thought when he came in, our defense looked clueless. And when he came in, he didn't make them all world beaters, but we looked like we are way more settled at the back. We looked way more calm. We looked like there was a system and we had a plan.
We still do to an extent.
That's amazing. So that's why I kind of push back when you say, what has he done? I think he did do that. But now I think what's happened is in January, we lost Son for a bit. We lost Bentancur, and we're so thin is that now that we have injuries, he doesn't have any options to do anything.
I agree with that. The injuries is definitely a relevant factor, Scott. But all injuries aside, the 11 players that stepped out on the pitch against Middlesbrough should have beaten Middlesbrough. The 11 players,
John, don't you think the 11 players that stepped out there should be motivated to win the 5th round of the FA Cup?
100%.
How much is Conte, right?
No, it's not just Conte. The players have got a lot to answer for. But if the manager is not responsible at all for the motivating of the players, then what are we paying them for?
I don't know at all. I just think it's very limited. I think any criticism has to be pretty low level. It can't be.
No, the thing is that what Sean you're trying to say is right. That Conte is not able to motivate the players to reach to the levels that he wants. But what happened during the M City game? Wasn't that a level that he pushed them up to? Or maybe are you saying that maybe
if he could do it for that game, why can't he do it for Middlesbrough?
So that means it's not him.
No,
the same reason Harry Kane can't score every game. The same reason Harry Kane can't score every game.
I'm not saying it's 100% Conte's fault. I'm saying there is a nice juicy apple pie of blame, and a slice of it is Conte's fault.
Sure.
However, it could be a little slice, a 10% slice, or a 50% slice. Take your pick, but it's a slice and it is Conte's fault.
Not everything's business. You're trying to take a business context into a footballing context. It doesn't work like that.
No, I'm not.
One's more emotional, and the other one's more from the head. When you, I think you are a bit, because you're looking for the accountability or who's to blame or what's your remit. Whereas with football, I've said this all along. And I'll say it again. The one player more than anything we needed in the January transfer window was a goal-scoring midfielder or a striker. Because if you get another striker, Kane can be the creator and the scorer. If you get a goal-scoring midfielder, then Kane can just stay a striker. But what we did was we didn't do that. See, Gareth Bale was that. So what happens is, if Son and Kane don't turn up to a match, and that's exactly what happened against Middlesbrough, they were both shit. Where's the plan B now? Where's the goal come from?
Where was
There's nothing
in that game? Right?
There's nothing. Yeah, but hold on,
Sean. Doherty. They all played well against Man City. They could have turned it on.
Sean, what I'm saying is someone that guarantees goals from that midfield. We have no one. Kulu has got a couple in his first 3-4 games. Good start. Bergwijn, he scores 1 or 2 goals every 2 months. None of the fullbacks score. I think Doherty scored his first goal the other day. No one, Winks don't score. Højbjerg don't score. Bentancur, he's injured. Skip doesn't score. There's no goals in this team without Son and Kane. We are so dependent on them two. It's been like that since Poch was fired. We're so dependent on them two. So if they don't turn up, we're fucked.
Let me ask
That's why we lost to Middlesbrough. We don't have the option.
Let me try and change it from a different tact. If Nuno was still in charge,
it'd be worse.
If Nuno was still in charge and the results were the same, right? That in the last 15 games we've lost 8. Right?
Yeah, but it's the way we lost them, man.
Would you be calling for just a simple question? Would you be calling for Nuno's head?
If he had joined in November like Conte had? Probably not. But...
We lost.
I think that no summer.
Nuno currently the first 8 games for Nuno were better than the last 8 games for Conte.
And look at the exchange we're still creating. No, Sean, we created chances against Middlesbrough. We didn't put any away. None. We fucked up every chance. Under Nuno, we weren't creating any chances. We had the worst work rate, the worst. We had the most amount of shots against us. Nuno was a disaster.
Nuno was a disaster, and I'm not saying Conte's a disaster. I'm not saying I want him to leave. I'm not saying he should be fired. I'm not saying I want him to walk away.
So to answer your question, no, I wouldn't sack him because
what
I know the manager's not the problem.
I think a lot of people are so pigeonholed and so streamlined with their.
But Sean, I don't think Nuno was the problem, dude. I don't think Nuno was the problem completely. I don't think he was the right manager for Tottenham. At the end of the day, it was public knowledge he was our 7th choice.
Do you think Conte's the right manager for Tottenham?
I don't think he's the right manager for this chairman.
Nuno did exactly what his CV said. He was a mediocre manager coming from a mediocre team who played pragmatic football. That's why when everyone was shouting for Nuno's head, I used to sit there and laugh. So what are you expecting from Nuno? That's what's in his locker. That's what the board have brought in. Why are we expecting anything more? I had many conversations with Eugene and Stella about this. We shouldn't expect anything. We shouldn't have expected anything more from Nuno. He came in after 75 days. That was a sign in itself. And like I say, he was doing exactly what he was doing at Wolves. Pragmatic, mid-table team. Of course we could. I'm agreeing with you. I disagree with Stella. I think, against Middlesbrough, I think he looked, and it's down to the players he's got, but he looked so miserable. He looked numb. He looked down.
He looked like Nuno.
Downbeat. But that's yeah. But that's down to the player. But that's down to the players he's got. But I agree with you. With the wages he's on, he should be a bit more animated on the sidelines. Now I know that's not going to do anything with this team, but for me, he should have maybe shown a bit more passion on the sideline. It's the FA Cup, maybe, or maybe he came to the point realising that it's a shit bunch and you can't do anything about it, and it is what it is. So that's one thing I disagree with when it came to the Borough game. I don't think formations or personnel. Yeah, go.
I honestly believe that Conte did not realise it was this bad. I think he's another manager.
Yeah, I agree with you.
Maybe his due diligence is lacking. Maybe his pre-knowledge of what was going on, whatever it is. Because I'll tell you this now, and this is from a coaching perspective. You never really know.
I think Jose was the same as well.
Yeah, I think so to some degree. You never really know until you meet the player and you properly get to know them. Like, there's times in a training session you'll stand back and you'll just observe little things like, who does he talk to when they go for a water break? What does he do when he's got time on his own? Does he do kick-ups? Does he go and muck about and joke with the other players? Does he take some extra shooting practice? Does he stretch out? You build up this kind of persona of each one of your players. And then you might go around their house for dinner one night, you meet the family, and you see something different. You spot the way they interact with the kids, the way they shout at the kids, or the way they cuddle them. You think, oh, actually, I didn't know you had that in your person. And over time, you begin to get to know your players. You never know what you've really got until you walk in and spend time there. And I think he's walked in, he's had a look at them, and this is what I think he thinks. You're a cracking group of players. You're a lovely group of players. There's some talent here, but fuck me, you're shit. Honestly,
but still,
you're just not good enough for what I do, and I think that's what's happened.
No, but still, wouldn't he would have known it? Because even Jose Mourinho
Eugene, just explain that. How can you? You need to meet them first. You need to spend time with them. Like,
I mean,
Eugene, you know how if you met
judge
me,
a person,
right? If you met me,
judge a person personally, and I understand that part,
But you have to do it because what you see in me, Sean might see something different when he meets me. What I see in Bob when I meet him might be different to what Scott sees in Bob when he meets him. It's like how we perceive people is different. So that's why I say you've got to go in and meet and get to know your players. And I think he's gotten to know him. He's realised I can't fucking turn Cess into a player. I can't do anything with Emerson. It's like if Son and Kane don't turn up, I don't know what to do. I actually don't know what to do here. And I just think.
And is he worth 14 million quid a year? Then is what I'm saying. Is he worth the money?
That's between Levy and him.
I think he's shown he's worth the money, though, right? I mean, it's not like he had one good. I don't think he's had three different clubs where he's won titles at all three different clubs. It's not like he's just a one-time.
No, he's shown that he's worth the money. He hasn't shown that he's worth the money.
Hold on. But the thing is, like, last season we used to slate Eric Dyer. Remember? Moon boots, can't hit the ball 3 feet in front of him, right? But this season, right, when Conte came in, why are we talking about Eric Dyer now? We can't do without him, right? He's the communicator in our defense and the blah blah blah.
He was good under Nuno.
Yeah, I mean that was another step moving forward for Eric Dyer. But now it seems that it's not to say that he can't change certain players to be better players, but he can't change all of the players to be better players.
No chance. No manager can. No manager can.
Sean, I think you're right. If we're going to stay with the same plan that we have now, he's not worth 14 million because it's not going to work. But I also think that there's no manager that you can.
I agree with that. I agree with that.
You know what I mean? You're right.
I agree with that.
When I say he's worth it, I say yes, he's worth it, assuming that you're going to work with him.
Do it his way.
Give him the things that he does.
And that's
but
my
if
line
you aren't
of
going to do it, you're right.
100% Scott, and I'm with all of you on that. Like I say, I'll say it again. I'm from now until the end of the season, I'm focusing on critiquing, not criticizing, critiquing, analyzing, evaluating what we have, how we do against the teams we've got to play, and whether we could do better or worse, or whether we're good enough. And at the end of the season, providing Conte is still here, then over to Daniel Levy. And if he fucks up, if he doesn't back, and you asked me the question before, what does back mean? I don't know what it means. I'm guessing 150 million plus, maybe 200 million plus. Go after the players, whatever. If he doesn't do that and Conte walks, then
it's not about the amount. Sean,
at
the end of the day, it's not about the amount. It's about the players that Conte want. The
Okay,
player could
fine,
be just worth £5 million. Right?
Okay.
It's not about the amount. It's just about the.
We'll know.
Then that's fine. Then I'm with you on that.
We'll know within.
Yeah.
We'll know within the first 2 weeks of the summer if it's a Conte / Paratici window. Paratici at Juventus, I know it's different club, but him and I can't remember the director above him. Murata. They always brought players in early. That's why he walked out of Inter Milan, because they weren't going to buy players, and he was like, "Right, see you later." He left at pre-season, but wherever Paratici's gone, he's always got the players in early. We'll know within the first couple of weeks if it's a Paratici window / Conte window or a Levy window. This January was a Levy window through and through.
Yeah.
Through and through. Whereas lastminute.com, when you're haggling over Traore, when you're being linked to players left, right, and center, nothing's coming off. And on the last day, you get into Juventus players who Paratici could have got in at the beginning of the window. It's going to come across like that. I mean, fortunately, they've done all right. But because they came in at lastminute.com, they will be seen as panic buys. I personally think they weren't. I think they were on the books quite early, but he didn't want to do anything till we got players out the window, players out the club. we'll know within the first couple of weeks if it's a Conte / Paratici window or if it's a Levy window, regardless of the World Cup.
Yep.
Regardless of any
if we
competition.
don't get players in early, he's going to start losing it with the media anyway.
Yeah, and he's
going
going
to
to
walk because he always
100%.
demands a pre-season with the squad before the season starts. He doesn't do give me half the players now, then I'll integrate them as we go. He's not like that.
Yep. But guys, to tell the truth, right? The show's been on for 2.5 hours, and Malaysian time now is nearly 3:15 a.m.
Wow,
that's what it's like. No, wait. We'll shoot it show.
But wait. It's 4:15 a.m. in South Korea now, right, Guguma?
Yes.
Oh my God, Guguma.
Yeah, Guguma. But Guguma just woke up, right? But I have got to go to sleep because I got work tomorrow. But no. Just go around the panel. Your last thoughts. Plug your channel if you have a channel, right? I will start with Bobby. Bobby, go ahead first. Last thoughts and
last thoughts. Like I keep on saying, there's a bigger to every qualm we've got within the club, for everything that's wrong within the club, be it players, be it I don't know, director of football, be it manager, a manager who's not motivated, feels downtrodden. There's a bigger picture, and we all know what the bigger picture is. And until that bigger picture is looked at and sorted one way or another, we'll never move forward. With regards to my channel, I'm hoping to be back on the screens within the next 3 to 4 weeks. I'm sure I'll put an intro out beforehand. I can't wait. I'm missing in the wall. There's Stel will know. Well, you'll know. There's no agenda. There's always one topic we'll speak about, be it the Y word, be it I don't know whatever. There's always a taboo subject we'll touch upon, but we all sit there and have a laugh. So I can't wait to get that. I think we'll talk about the World Cup, Qatar or something. But yeah, first show is just going to be, welcome back and have loads of people on like I normally do. So yeah, 3 to 4 weeks, my aim. But yeah, I'm sure I'll put an intro out first and foremost. But yeah, thank you for everything. Thanks for all the love, support from everyone. It's certainly helped and motivated me.
Yeah, and Bobby, if you're not mistaken, right? Actually, In the War should be starting in about 45 minutes time, Saturday.
What's that? Yeah.
Saturday, right? More or less at this time In the War starts.
Normally at 10:30 on Saturdays. I clash with Match of the Day, but for some reason people still come on and watch. The numbers are normally great. So can't wait.
Yep. Good. We're waiting, Bobby. We're waiting for you to get back. All right. And let's get to Scott. Scott, your last thoughts.
Yeah, great, of course, to see you back on the street.
And where to find you?
You way to find me. I'm usually in the chats hanging out with Gogama. I like seeing her in the chat because all my negativity and anger is balanced by her positivity and love, and everybody loving to see her in the comments and then cringing when I come in and start posting my stuff. But I think my final thought, I know I was talking to Stel the other day, and we said, we keep talking about the same things, and that's what's frustrating, is that we keep talking about the same things because the problems that we've had have been here for so long, and they don't change, and they never seem to change. So hopefully they will start to change. I don't have a ton of confidence in it, but you always have to have a little bit of hope, and I do have hope for the Everton game. I think we're going to win it. Feeling pretty positive about it, which probably means I'm just going to get all my positivity and hopes will get crashed down, and I'll turn back to my pessimistic self. But great to see everybody. I think Sean's the first time I've talked to you in person. Obviously, we've had plenty of interactions online, but first time in person. So
yeah, it's nice.
It was good. It was a good chat, talking straight, face to face about the differences. And thanks, Eugene.
Just a quick question. Just a quick question to all of you. You as well, Scott, but more to Stel. Don't you think we're going to struggle against a deep line of Everton? Like we have done against Wolves, against Borough, against Burnley. I think we're taking it for granted. I really do.
I don't think.
And of course, Decore and Allen will piss all over Winks and Højbjerg. There is a midfield battle that we're taking lightly as well.
I don't think they're going to play a deep line, Bob, because they're going to get relegated. The 17th, they have to get points. I think they have to come at us at some point, and that's where it will open up. And also, I think, if I'm right in saying Bentacle's back, if he is, that's a massive bonus. I don't think Spurs are going to play well against Everton. I think we're going to be average, but I've just got that feeling somehow we're going to beat them. I'm not at all confident. I'm never confident. I think we're shit. I keep saying it, we're shit. But I just got that feeling we will just beat Everton.
Yeah, my positivity mainly comes from when I watch Everton. I don't see them very organized. They seem to be kind of a mess all over the place, and I just think that's what we can take advantage of. Maybe they're going to be better. Maybe Lampard's had enough time to get them a little bit more settled. But when I watch them, it always looks like there's 11 players running around the pitch doing whatever the heck they want on their own, right? So that's where my confidence comes in. But
if we lose to Everton, just be prepared for the whole YouTube world to go into fucking meltdown. And
if we lose to Everton, I'm taking a week off.
Mate, just stay away from my Twitter feed.
Okay, Guguma. Final thoughts, and where do we find you usually?
Me too. I'm like Scott. I'm usually in the chat, so you can find me there. And then for the Everton game, I just hope that our players and our manager regroup, like mentally and emotionally, because I think that was a really hard loss for them. So just don't want them to get so down on themselves. And so, yeah, and then I hope that we go out and win them. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, okay, all right. Sean. Your thoughts?
I think we're going to beat Everton.
And where we can find you.
Yeah, I think we're going to beat Everton, mate. Thank you for having me on. Sorry if we got passionate and the stream went on for a bit longer than you would have otherwise wanted. But yeah, when Stella and I and Bobby and Scott, obviously, when we all get going, it can can go on too long. I think the Everton game's going to be a breath of fresh air. I don't think it's going to be easy. I think I agree with Stella and Bobby. I don't think it's going to be a walk in the park. I do think we've got enough. I think that they are going to come out a little bit more because they do need the points. I think we'll walk away maybe 2-0 winners, and then everyone will be positive again, talking about top four, and then we'll probably have to figure out what happens against United. You can find me at Spurs Talk Show. I have got that show tomorrow afternoon. I think it's at 4 p.m. UK time with an Everton fan who, like I say, he knows a lot about Italian football and all of the insights about Paratici. I hope he's going to be as insightful as I think he will. So you can find me there tomorrow, and yeah, Spurs Talk Show.
All right, and Estelle, your last words, and where most probably we can find you.
Well, I don't know if we're going live tomorrow. We might do a mini preview show tomorrow because we're not going live on Monday like we normally do because Everton are playing, and we're going to be at the game. So we'll be on Tuesday, our 7:30 United Spurs of America show. And for anyone that keeps calling me negative, I've done 2 COVID tests during this show and they both come back positive. So there you go. I can be positive. I can't believe it. I've been sorry to hear that. I've been in bed. Mate, I've been in bed all week. Coughing my guts out, lungs in pain, doing tests. Nothing. I'm like, okay, must be man flu. I'm now out of bed, trying to get on a podcast. I'm a bit better. Now I'm positive. It's like, I give up, man. How?
Feel better.
Oh, no. That means I can't go to the game. Oh, so I might be doing a podcast by myself. Fuck.
Oh, don't worry, I'll join you.
All right, I'll be on Eugene's show on Monday. There you
go. No, I'll join you. You do your.
All right, I'll do your podcast. We'll do a watch along.
Yeah, we do a watch along. Right, I'll wake up at 4 a.m. Yeah, you do a watch along. I'll wake up at 4 a.m. and I'll join you.
There you go. That's it. There you go, everyone. We're live.
All right. Yeah. And of course, thanks, Bobby. Right, when I was alone, he sent Brian Daigle over to accompany me. Right, Bobby, thanks.
Listen, I've got to say, Bob, man, it's fucking amazing you're back. You know, honestly, I can't express how happy it is just to see you.
We all can. Yeah.
Well, everyone at hospital's calling me a miracle. They thought I was gone, and Kim knows. You know, she was told to come over and say goodbyes, and Brian, I remember, Brian came in yesterday or the day before. No, yesterday, and he was like, "Bob, I thought we were gonna lose you." The state, because he saw me at my worst, and apparently broke down and stuff. So Yeah, a long way, mate. I can't walk at the moment. But that's just
Bob,
compared to where I was. That's the last thing.
Bob, can I ask you one question, mate? Can I ask you one question, Bob? Quickly.
Yeah, of course.
When you went into the induced coma, like, do you remember anything about it? And if you don't, what was it like waking up and someone telling you that it was like a month later than the last day you remember being awake?
It was 8th of December when I went down, and I woke up on the 24th. It was Christmas Eve, and nurses telling me it was Christmas next day, and I couldn't believe them because the dreams are so vivid. So I don't know if you want to talk about this backstage.
Yeah, okay, maybe
we'll talk about it backstage. We'll talk about it backstage after. Right?
About recovering from COVID.
Yeah. Okay, guys. So before we go to the backstage, I'm just gonna give a shout out to the guys in the chats. Aaron Dubb, Jamie Gitt, right? Google My is also here, right? Kimby, right? Who else do we have? Audio Artisan, big up. Thanks for your time and support. Wayne Bonner, Chris Agamba, right? Shabina M, Engwa, right? My brother, Malaysian brother in London, right? Engwa, yeah. Who else do we have? Audio Artisan, That's a Hotspur, right? Chris Agamba. Who else? Oh, today's Sean Butler too. Yeah, Sean Butler's here with us, right? And let me go through who else do we have. We miss Ben Kaufman. How's the Alps doing to you, Ben? Have you a good skiing time there? Catman Jazz, right?
Aaron
Dubb, yeah. Alan, Catman Jazz, yeah. Ben has got a very good coffee show. It's very Wayne Bonner, yeah. Wayne Bonner.
Bobby K.
Yeah, we got Bobby K. Right, and Jamie Pretty, my co-host. Of course, he's asleep now. He's got church tomorrow. All right, Kuva. We got Kuva too, right? Kuva. Montasha Ali, yeah, and Potomac, yeah, we got Potomac too, right? Big up to you guys. Thanks for your support. Did I miss out anyone? Oh, I've gone through everyone. Let me see. Let me check. More or less got everyone.
Dermot,
right? Dermot, yes, of course, Dermot. Don't forget Dermot. Dermot was on the show for a while. Big up to Dermot too. Right, guys, thanks for your support. Right, hopefully I'll be back on the midweek show and midweek, and hopefully we'll be having some good news that we've beaten Everton. Right, and we're on the way to top 4. Right, before everything ends, right? Like always, I'll say, Levy out.